For lo, these 30 years, the land of Britannia has suffered. The last rightful king died with no heir. The land has fallen into squabbling. Petty rulers vie for power and influence. Invaders from foreign shores come across to claim lands and enslave the inhabitants of our isle. You have lived safely, if not quite comfortably, in the halls of young Lord Robert of Salisbury. Lord Robert's father died unexpectedly 4 years past, and Lord Robert inherited his home and his lands at the tender age of 12. You have served him ever since, and have seen his fortunes ebb as the tide of Saxon invaders claims lands rightfully his. He seeks for aid and succor from the other nobles, but being a large landholder, they often look to him for guidance, and his tender age makes it difficult to lead such a rambunctious coalition. But these concerns are being set aside for now, for there is to be a great tourney in Londinium. And they even say that this tourney is for the selection of a new king, someone who will unite the lands and return prosperity unto Britain. Each of you has traveled these 7 days from Lord Robert's Hall to the outskirts of Londinium. And you see, as you come around a small thicket of trees, there in the distance is the settlement. To move you over to the Londinium map. Can I see this all right?
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, is that the new Fang Clan map? Kid.
Hey, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. I gotta do something real quick. What did the symbols on the map mean?
You don't know.
Shoot.
But you're coming down an old Roman road that goes by the name of Watling Street, coming from the west. And you see a large field of tents has been set up near the River Fleet as it feeds into the Thames. And you also see the walls that protected the old town of Londinium. None of you have ever traveled so far from your home. None, not even Lord Robert, has been to the great city of Londinium before. But you are traveling together, and as you come upon the fields festooned with the tents of nobles from around the land, Lord Robert commands that you stop and set up the tents for your encampment. Someone make me a recognize check.
I'm going to be so bad at this game.
What's
So-
the weather like, Ben?
It's England. It's overcast. It's rainy.
I really don't like this weather.
But you recognize that dude over there.
No, I'm
Sir
too
Malcolm.
busy making my outfit. What? Oh,
I do, of course.
Yes, Sir Malcolm. You look around and you recognize the pennants and banners of every major lord of the kingdom.
My
You
word.
see banners for dukes, for self-proclaimed kings. Off on one side of the encampment, you see the pennants and the heraldry of King Lot from the far north, near the Pictish border. You also see the heraldry of King Leodegrance of Camelard. Never in your life have you seen so many nobles gathered in a single place. The others of you, as you look around, you're just stunned by the sheer number of the sigils of houses and, you know, duchies of manors. You know, you're seeing heraldry that you've never seen before, and you would never have guessed there were this many lords scattered across the land. But you focus on setting up Lord Robert's pavilion in the appropriate place, as befits his honor, as he is not a duke, but he is a large landholder, not much below a duke. Londinium is far and away the largest settlement in all of Britain, and the most remarkable pit of filth and iniquity that the young knights have ever seen.
My word, it stinks here.
As you look around, you see that the tournament field is already being churned to mud by the number of horses and just people running to and fro. They have clearly moved off any of the livestock that might have been held here outside the city at one point. But whenever the wind blows from the east and brings the smells of the city wafting over the encampment, it's like standing next to a cesspit back home.
I couldn't agree more. It is quite an intense smell.
The worst part is we might get used to it.
I could be worse than that. You know, we could live here.
Oh, no, never. Disgusting place.
I think I see an opening over there. I think that would be as good as any to set up camp. You know, maybe a little bit upwind if we are so lucky.
That's not a bad idea. You know, you think with so many people in here, they'd worry about burning the place down at some point.
Well, maybe we're just too early for that.
After having selected a location, you set your squires about setting up your tents and Lord Robert's tents. And you each come into Lord Robert's presence and take his counsel. He looks at all of you and says, "It is a mighty fine tournament ground that we have come upon, and I, for one, look forward to visiting some of the famed locations inside the city. I give each of you leave to take this day and do what you will. I will not need your services for the remainder of this eve. And I encourage you, take this opportunity to see the sights of Londinium. I myself will be doing such. And then this eve we shall return, we shall repast together, and we shall tell the tales of what we saw this day.
I have to insist that you have someone accompanying you in your ventures.
And let's see, you are Dame Rowan. Why not Dame Rowan? For I shall have my bodyguards with me.
Keep in mind, this is a place we have not been before, so we never know what could be creeping around each corner.
And of course you are correct. But worry not, for with so many about, I am sure that the people of Londinium will treat one of my station well.
We will nod and take the hint and look towards these massive city walls ahead of her.
So you are all welcome to go either in groups, singly, however you'd like, and spend some time going about the city.
Well, that was a long fucking journey. I do believe I'd like to go get a drink before I do anything first. Any of you are more than welcome to join me. We can find the cleanest tavern in this city and get drunk.
I would like to second that. Also, just getting dry would be quite nice.
That is true. This weather's awful.
Perhaps, maybe, something other than just ale.
I shall join you for debauchery after I visit the cathedral.
I shall join you, causing this to be a quadruple.
I don't like his voice.
Didn't understand a word of that.
It's bad when you don't like your own voice. Oh, jeepers.
He shall
Sounds
join
good.
you, causing it to be a quadruple.
No, I did.
I'll join.
No, I wanted to make it sound more gross. You know what? He'll join you. I've got to
There you
practice this.
I shall also accompany you to the cathedral. I have no interest in what's the word I'm looking for?
Debauchery.
Debauchery, sin.
Associate myself
on-
with the ilk taverns.
Well, you never know what you might come across in a tavern. It could be fun. She winks at you.
Don't knock it till you try it. You don't know what you don't know, so why not just go in and have some little fun?
You're 4 then, or Elaine? Which one are you, Summer?
Summer's Elaine.
Okay. Dame Elaine, they know we know our pagan comrades in arms enjoy their vices. We leave them to it.
Pagan, who you calling a pagan? I take the sacrament every Sunday. I say my psalms and my prayers. I ain't no pagan, but I do know that the Lord has allowed us to have a little bit of fun here and there while we still worship Him the way that we do.
I might
what
add,
I
I'm pretty sure you're the one who drinks us under the table every night.
After confession.
And if ain't nothing to it, ain't the blood of Christ something, that we just put a little bit in it, you know it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Yeah.
fucking love his voice now.
I'm down. It's sick.
Can everyone understand me?
That's
Yeah,
not the point.
mostly.
More or less.
For the most part.
I have a really low recognize, so sure.
Okay, so it sounds like we've got
Malcolm?
2 going for the cathedral and 4 going
Let's go
for
party.
the tavern to start
clean-
with.
The cleanest tavern. That's very important to me.
Wait, clean by what standards?
Mine.
By a night standard, thank you very much.
What are your standards? How clean are you?
But
I am a very clean man.
clean for the year 510 is a whole different thing than clean for today's standards.
He'll be
I'll
all right.
take it.
He'll be all right.
I'll take it.
There aren't too many.
Something with paved floors.
Oh,
Yeah, you might have a swept dirt floor or fresh
Okay.
straw on the floor.
Oh,
But yeah, don't expect washed tile or anything like that.
Well, as long as there's drinks.
Okay, so we'll start with the
Oh,
group going for drinks. As you look, there are actually vendor stalls all ringing the tournament grounds because there are so many people coming in to visit that there are merchants who have set up stalls all around the grounds selling food, selling drinks. So you don't even necessarily have to leave the tournament grounds if you don't want to, if you just want to go find a drink and something to munch on. But if you want to go into the city, you can certainly ask around and you can get directed to a reputable tavern.
What say you all? Do we drink here or we go inside? Find somewhere with a roof.
I would prefer a
Usually
roof.
when we have these outdoor venues in here, we do have a little bit of that spice left inside, you know, a little bit extra. One time when I was around the countryside, I had something inside my drink. And in the drink, guess what was in there? A bunch of bugs, but I've never had a better time.
Okay, so is that a roof or no roof?
Why don't you just
Oi!
follow me and I'll find the best place?
Alright, we'll go with you.
Proudly, he marches towards a bustling tavern.
quick question.
Yes.
Did y'all understand what I said?
Nope.
No.
Kind of.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Okay. So
I-
no, go ahead.
No, I'll tone it down when I'll tone it down when the situation calls for it.
So, I love
Um,
it. I did the same thing with John Baptiste. I just tried even harder to make it more nonsense sounding so no one could understand me.
I could always get John.
I know, that's the bad part, is like, I'll try my damnedest and everyone just fully understands me.
I think what you have to kind of do is really loosen it a lot. Then again, I don't know how to do a Cajun accent. I think, yeah, sorry.
I think if I had a better Cajun accent. We're getting off topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
What's Cajun?
it sounded like you were going inside the city.
Yes,
Yeah.
with how often we'll be spending in these tents, I'd really like to get an idea of what's on the other side of the walls, at least for today. No matter the smell.
Perhaps we can find a shopping district and they might have some nice wares.
Shopping
I'd like to
district.
see the fashion here.
I want a shopping district. I need something to kind of go around my toes when I go to sleep. No,
So you have a choice.
You just turned
Would you
real.
like to enter into through the Ludgate or the New Gate?
The cleanest gate.
Newgate it is.
Newgate's actually
I do-
Old Gate and Mudgate's the clean gate.
Not mud, Lud.
Oh, they
Ludgate.
blood.
No,
Oh,
Lud.
Bloodgate.
Oh my!
Lud.
Number 7. You could have just
Number
said that.
7 on the map and number 8 on the map.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't hear for shit.
I can't read.
I'm illiterate.
I can at a
Who
2
are you?
level.
Is Scary? Damn.
I
No,
don't
as soon
invest
as they
points
heard.
into reading.
As the four of you begin making your way towards the city walls, you notice on a slight hill next to the river, you see a large castle. Now, I need you to make sure you envision this properly. A castle at this time would not be a large stone edifice. This is a wooden structure surrounded by a fence made of large wooden logs, sharpened and sort of stuck upright. If you've seen Braveheart, it looks a lot like those castles, the wooden ones in the smaller villages, just on a much grander scale.
Mhm.
This is the Lud Castle, or the Lud Fort, that has protected the city for centuries. and you pass through the gate nearest it, gate number 7. And as you step into the city, you immediately notice that everything is crammed together. The lanes are claustrophobic in that the buildings are pushed so closely together. And as you walk through them, you can't help but notice the piles of garbage and offal that are just strewn about and that everyone seems to be marching through with no thought or no care. You see dozens, if not hundreds, of people walking the streets, doing anything and everything, hawking wares, pushing their way through to another building or business, stumbling out of darkened doorways, cursing and yelling from windows. And the throng pays almost no attention to you, despite your very clear markings of knighthood. Who's sort of leading your way?
I think Sir Emia.
So Emia.
All right, so Emia, I need you to roll me.
I got a question, Ben. I know that size equals your actual height. Do you have the chart for that?
Yeah.
Because I'm rocking an 8 size, so if I'm short kinging it through this,
Oh,
I'm
you're
going to be
so
great.
small. You're gonna be like 5 foot.
I might have to
Like
change my voice to
4'8".
Lord Farquaad.
If you're rocking an 8 for your size, you're 4'11".
You think he's compensating for something?
Nope. I'm just proud of who I am. All right, let's go.
Wait,
I like to think you wear a really big hat to make up for it. So your
Mess
hat,
up
you're
these
like
gorgeous
5'6".
locks? Come on. There's at
No,
least
you're
4
really
inches
big.
of poof in there.
Really big plume, really big feathers.
Big, wavy 80s hair.
Wait, how I have a size of 12. How tall am I?
You're gonna be
You're
like
about 5'8".
Oh my god, guys. Yes. I wish I was 5'8". I wish I was taller.
Summer, you can't come back with the he hides secrets in his hair.
All right,
It's just mean.
I need you to roll me a d20.
I can do that. Hey-ya! Average 10.
A 10. As you begin making your way through the city, asking for directions to a reputable place of alcohol service, you come across a man wearing friar's robes. And you decide, he seems like he'd be a good one to ask. And you approach him to ask for directions. What do you say?
Excuse me, my good sir. We are looking for a clean-ish and dry place to rest ourselves after a long travel. Would you happen to know of any place that we can acquire some stout beverages?
What's that? What makes you think I would know where a house of ill repute would be found? How dare you impugn me, you little peasant of a man? How? Oh, leave me. And a drunken friar has insulted you.
Oh
Kill him.
boy.
Are you...
If we just followed his smell, we'd be able to figure out where he came from.
What is your proud score?
15.
Ooh, okay. I need you to make me a check against your pride.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so I have to click on my proud button, and I'm looking for 15 or lower, right?
Correct.
The lowest.
Yay!
Okay.
I know
so,
15 is better and 14 is better, but I got a 1.
Well, you succeed, so you have a choice. Do you choose to take offense at this drunken friar's words and strike him? Or do you... Oh, actually, no, I take that back. You succeeded, and you are famously proud, because you have a 15. You just strike him. You take offense.
He's actually quite vengeful, so I think that plays into it. Watch the way you
Well,
speak to me,
the
cur.
same. I'm proud and vengeful too.
And lustful. Oh, this is going to be fun.
We're gonna have so much fun.
I mean,
I also
in
don't
all
care
fairness,
that he's a man of the cloth because I'm a pagan, so I just backhand the shit out of him. I have to reach up to hit him, but I'll do it.
And now I need you to roll forgiving.
Forgiving. Okay.
Oh, I'm also not forgiving.
20 over 8. Wow,
Okay, you
look at me go,
fumbled.
guys. A 10,
You
a 1, and a
fumbled
20.
your forgiving.
All right, so
So-
sorry, what did you say?
Said you fumbled your forgiving.
I did.
So not only do you not feel... You don't feel the least bit bad for striking this man. And for that, you do not lose a point of honor.
Oh.
And he's taken aback by the blow you've struck him. What do you say to him?
You are speaking to a knight of Salisbury. You will hold us in high regard and answer our questions.
Right you are, sir. I meant you no offense. It is a tavern. You wish it. If you were to travel this road, not 30 paces, you will see a sign hung upon the door. The cluster of grapes. The wine and the beer. They are fine. Forgive me.
that sounds perfect.
Thank
I
you.
haven't drank wine in years.
Please be more careful as you go down the road.
Rowan's gonna do that psychic thing where she's just standing like at his shoulder with her arms crossed, glaring down at him.
Okay.
Moral support. We got this. Can't think of a
The-
quip to say back.
The minute Malcolm hears that there's wine at a tavern, he's very energetic. He's gonna he's very indulgent, so he's very excited about this wine. There's a fucking tavern with wine. Oh, I'm going there, and he's gonna start trotting off. Not like a run, but fast walk.
Have you no
Okay.
pride, man?
I am 10 and 10.
Okay.
Depends on the moment.
All right, so
Ben, just so I know, you said you talked about honor. Is there a place on here that has honor? Like a thing for honor?
honor is one of your passions.
Okay, I don't have passions. Perfect.
You
That's fine.
You do your
Yeah, we just
passion
didn't do
for
it.
honor should be a 15, but yeah,
We can do that.
there's no impact to it at this point. So okay, so you four find a tavern, and we'll come back to you to see how long you spend at the tavern and what else you might get into.
If
Well-
there's not good-looking
Oh.
people here, we might have to intermingle, guys.
If I'm there, there's good-looking people there.
Gorgeous.
Okay, so who all was going to the cathedral?
I believe that was Summer and I.
Yep.
Okay, so you two, upon entering the city, also see the same. The layout is just small, buildings with thatch roofs, some with not tiled but shingled roofs, are just stuffed everywhere, and the lanes inside the city walls meander quite a bit. As you can see from the map, they bend, they turn, they twist, but you can see the spires of the cathedral there in the center of town, and it's relatively easy to make your way to St. Paul's. So, as you approach, you can see that the cathedral is just a massive Roman basilica. It has a large courtyard outside the basilica, and there seems to be quite a few people sort of gathered around it. The cathedral itself is by far the largest building you've seen in your life. It's almost hard to believe that you could even construct a building like this. But it has been constructed to the glory of God, and it fulfills that purpose spectacularly. Is there anything you'd like to do as you come up to the cathedral?
I've heard through story that there are even larger buildings in other places in Rome.
I can't much imagine something, and well, I don't know what I'm saying.
I heareth the words you were trying to speak. This
Thank you.
building, this grand architecture taketh the breath away.
As you get closer, have you guys seen pictures of St. Paul's?
I think
Oh, this is a real place. Okay.
I've been to St. Paul's.
Love you, love.
I mean, they did have to rebuild it at one point, but it is still largely based on the old St. Paul's. So if you just do a quick Google search, like, it's a truly impressive facility.
Here's a pretty good picture I got.
And something to keep in mind is that
Whoa.
there are large stained glass windows depicting scenes from the Bible.
Oh God.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
this
would
is
say
That was built in the 500s.
again, they have expanded it over the years.
Oh, okay. So it probably isn't
but
as grand.
It not quite as grand, but the center of the building, if I understand right, like the main dome was there.
Holy shit.
The Romans knew how to build buildings.
The Romans knew what they were doing.
Their concrete still works.
Yep. So, as the two of you, and what is your either religion or spirituality?
My spirituality is a 16 and my religion's a 10.
My spiritual is 12 and my religion is an 8.
Okay. So, Sir Haymond, you both are feeling the awe this building was intended to inspire in those who look upon it. And as you're gazing upon the building, something catches your eye off to one side of the street that approaches the building. You see a strange figure moving through the crowd. And again, you notice that in the courtyard, sort of just around from the main approach to the building, there is a crowd sort of gathered. But you notice that at the outskirts of that crowd and moving back into the shadows is an aged, haggard-looking man in flowing, tattered robes. But the thing that strikes you the most is this slightly crazed but intense twinkling in his eyes. And I mean, you're 200 feet from him, but you can see it. Even more that you feel it. And only one thought comes to you. That must be Merlin. Everyone has heard stories of the last druid. The man who has, well, depending on the stories you've heard, you've heard all kinds of things. So I need you to make me, well, first, you're convinced that you just saw Merlin. What do you do?
Dame Elaine, would you accompany me to the shadows of this alley over yonder? I do believe I have just saw a figure of some renowned in folklore, and I wish to investigate.
It's a wizard.
Would you mind putting that in regular terms?
I think I saw Merlin, and he might be right over there.
I believe you may be quite daft, but I will humor you.
Don't look now, but that's Merlin, guys.
So, Dame Elaine, you're pagan, correct? Or no, you're Christian.
Christian.
Okay. I need both of you to make me a trusting or suspicious roll.
Does it?
But you're going to roll depending on which. Take a -5 modifier to your trusting, and therefore a +5 modifier to your suspicious, and tell me what your suspicious value is.
Are we choosing based off of which value is higher?
No, you just add 5 to your suspicious and tell me what the number is.
17.
Okay, mine's 12.
Okay. With a 17, you have to roll your suspicious first. Nick, you can choose whether you want to roll trusting or suspicious first.
Am I trusting my feeling, or like what am I trusting?
This is it's actually called a game hint roll. This is to see basically what stories you've heard and tend to believe about Merlin.
Not many, apparently. God damn it! What the hell?
Change your color,
Okay.
Nick.
But now roll your suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Just as good.
Oh, and I have to roll suspicious?
You must roll suspicious first.
And I don't
Sorry,
need a
Nick.
modifier on that, right? It's just 0.
It'll be +5.
We have the
Oh,
same
choose a roll?
problem in Delta Green.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, if I could just type.
Okay, so you succeeded on your suspicious roll. Okay. So as you begin to approach the alley where Sir Heyman thinks he saw Merlin, you begin to recall the stories that you've heard. Dame Elaine, you have heard and tend to believe that Merlin is quite literally the spawn of the devil.
Oh.
And it was his machinations and schemes that ended up getting good King Uther killed some 30 years ago.
Okay.
Sir
I'm
Heyman,
to kill a wizard.
you have also heard these stories, but you have also heard, and you don't know whether to believe or not, that while he is one of the last of the old druids, and his ways are inscrutable, he still has the realm's best interests at heart. So, that's what comes to your mind as you begin making your way over towards where you think you saw him.
Finger quotes.
As you get over there, you look into the alleyway where you think you saw him disappear. And there's no trace of anyone. No one's standing there. No one seems to be hiding in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And
OG right there.
as you see that, whoever it was has carried on, you finally look back at this crowd that seems to sort of constantly be milling about something in the courtyard. And you begin to approach the crowd through just sort of happenstance. A couple of people decide they, turn away and begin going in a different direction. And suddenly, there in the middle of the courtyard, you see a mound of stone with an iron anvil embedded in it, almost like the anvil had somehow been grown over by this stone. And standing upright from the anvil is about half of the blade of a sword and a hilt.
How
I remake my character.
curious. It's a sword and a stone.
Get him, Zazzles.
Do either of you have
That's
literacy?
motor. I do. I have literacy 5.
Okay.
I've been working on my Latin.
You can make me a literacy check.
I did it!
He did it!
He did it. Hooray.
Excellent. So
Everyone liked that.
in a difficult to make out script, you do see in Latin something that the best you can translate it is, whosoever pulls this sword from this stone is rightwise king of all Britain.
Who are the Britons?
It's an excellent question.
It says that whoever pulls this sword from this anvil shall be king of this land.
Do you want to give it a try?
Oh, me be king? No, I wouldn't want that.
Are you sure? Everyone else
Can
seems
you
to be
roll a
having a try at
temptation
it.
roll?
I'm much too lazy for that.
What a mood.
What about Dame Elaine?
She's also much too lazy for that.
My dedication is to the
Also-
church.
Also, she finds too much coincidence between Sir Haymond claiming he saw Merlin, to which she believes is equivalently a devil man, and then a mysterious sword in which Latin is written on. She doesn't trust it at all.
Sure.
But, what the hell? Heyman's gonna give it a tug.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Oh, that's not good. Alright. I have fumbled that shit. Because of course I did. Because in any other context, rolling a natural 20 would be like, oh! But not this one. God damn it.
You didn't want to be king anyways.
Well,
It's
Nick,
true.
at least we can say this. You're cursed with high rolls.
It's true. There
That
are
tends to
worse
bene-
problems in
That
life.
tends to benefit you.
It's true.
In
Goddamn
this
custodian
situation,
player.
however, I think I'm actually going to have to give you a slight injury as you yank on this thing so hard that you actually tweak your shoulder. So
It is cursed. This is the devil's work.
So for the rest of this day, you're going to have... Actually, I'll let Lady Elaine, or excuse me, Dame Elaine, make a quick first aid check. As you start complaining, like, oh, I think I just did something to my shoulder there. Ow.
I didn't do it. The sword did. It's clearly evil. It's cursed.
You
That's
crit!
right.
Summer,
You
this is
critted.
your game!
Son of a bitch back into the socket.
So
She'll. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
She'll approach Sir Haymond, and she'll kind of tut at him, and she'll say, "This is exactly what happens when you deal with things that are suspicious. You injure yourself." And as she's lecturing him, she'll pop his shoulder back into place,
Oh,
talking about seeing men of the devil and reading Latin. What are you? Come on, let's go.
I'm overly curious.
Which of the two of you would like to roll me a d20?
Summer.
A D20?
Yep.
Let's see.
Watch, this is what you wanted to roll, Heidick.
Okay. So, you guys can decide how long you spend like looking at the cathedral, and maybe you go in, go just see the inside, maybe even make confession. But once you're done, do you head back out to the how long do you think you spend there?
I definitely want to light a candle and do confession.
You better confess to touching the cursed sword.
Exactly.
So call it like 45 minutes?
It depends how many Hail Marys I gotta do.
Do you have any major sins to confess?
I just touched that cursed sword.
That's a pretty big one.
Did you do it with your left hand?
Oh.
How do you know about that?
Everyone knows about that.
Everyone knows that you're a lefty.
Oh my god, he's a lefty.
Or did you pull the right shoulder and that's why you
No
failed?
wonder
so
why
bad?
you were tempted by the sword.
Right, because did it with the right arm, and it's
Yep.
just not as strong.
Get my strong hand.
I'll say you guys spend an hour or so there. And do you want to go back to the tournament grounds, or do you want to go see some more of the city?
Do you think that we should go rescue our companions from their den of filth before they inebriate themselves and embarrass the Lord?
Most definitely. We should.
And, maybe join them for a drink or two.
If that is what you wish to do, I will simply supervise and ensure that you all don't come to an untimely death.
I am always happy to have your supervision, Dame Elaine.
Every time people say Salver's character's name, I get Black Betty in my head.
I said the same thing!
Dame Elaine.
So I was like, every time they say Dame Elaine, I'm like, ooh, Black Betty, Dame Elaine, ooh, Black Betty, Dame Elaine.
That's what we're singing in the bar right now. Dame Elaine. Oh, Dame Elaine.
So as you guys begin making your way, sort of on the lookout for and listening for your companions, because you don't know exactly where they went.
No, but I'm sure we'll hear them.
Amanda,
Yes.
pick one or two.
Oh.
Okay. Nick, I need you to make me a dexterity check.
Got it. I did it!
You did it!
Nice.
So, as you two are making your way through the town, you pass by in one of these narrow streets a two-story building. And Dame Elaine, you happen to look up and see that a housewife is getting ready to clear her chamber pots out the second-story window. And pull Sir Haymond aside as the night soil mixes with the mud on the streets, but does not cover and douse Sir Haymond.
What is this recklessness of the big city? Just dumping shit?
Is that what all your literacy gets you? Dumping shit?
That's what it is. You learn to read Latin, dedicate your
Just
life
shit.
to the church, and just for what? To get shit dumped on you. As you're walking through the street to find your pagan companions.
Only 2 of us are pagans.
So, how long do you guys spend at the tavern?
As long as it's allowable.
I think we were waiting for the churchies to come to us, right?
Yeah.
No,
How
you
long
guys
does-
just decided to go to the tavern. They decided to go to the church.
Well, I thought they said we would meet up with you after the church. Didn't you guys say that?
Yeah, I remember them saying they'd meet us there. Like,
Okay.
I remember
So
Dame
we're
Elaine
drinking till
being
they get
like,
here.
I won't do that. But Sir Hammond was like, yeah, I'll do a drink, but I'm going to the church first.
How
So we will
long?
start early.
How much do I have to drink to see God? That's how I read
Let's
it.
test that theory.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are there to try to get drunk,
Well, no. But if it happens,
okay. Well,
Oh, I'm
Okay,
there
I
to get
guess-
drunk.
I guess the question is, does the tournament, like, we're here, we just got here, is it like the evening? Or is it still like midday? Like, do we have to do something before the end of the day? Because, I mean, basically our Lord said, hey, go get fucked, is what I interpreted it as.
he said, go see the sights of the city, and when we all meet back together again for dinner, we'll talk about what we saw and share stories.
Okay, so, okay. I have a better understanding on the plan now.
Any of you who have an indulgence greater than 12,
Yo.
I'm going to need you to make some indulgence checks because sounds like you're intending on having a good time.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
No.
on the knife's edge
That's why
there.
we drink.
Where are the indulgences?
It'll
Your
be
personality
temperate
traits,
and
third
Yeah,
from the
temperate or
bottom.
indulgent.
Oh, I have a 7. Damn
I'm
it.
at 12, so I think I'm okay. I'm just gonna have a couple.
I'm at 11.
I still have work to do.
I'd do this all night.
And in fact, you do, or at least you're well on your way. So
Wait,
you're going to be at a
I want
minus
to
5.
encourage him while
Move the
not
edge.
following his pace. You
Well,
know,
Sir
a big man
Malcolm-
like you should be able to take twice as much as I can.
Absolutely. Oh, he keeps being Australian. Oh, man.
Sir Malcolm is going to be at a minus 5 penalty to all his skills for the rest of the day.
Honestly, I don't think it's ever looked better on him.
I think this is our best work yet.
Even
Yeah,
flirting?
well, so-
What was that?
Even flirting?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
It's hard to be effective a flirt when you're drunk.
you're
Watch
you're
this.
an ugly drunk. I am sorry,
You're pretty. Oh, no.
Sir,
Oh,
Sir Malcolm.
no. He's like, I'll show you. Look what I can do. And he immediately gets smacked by the next woman who walks by.
I deserve that.
I know.
That's,
I interpreted that as he was trying to flirt with Dame Rowan.
And
And he got
immediately
got
gets
smacked.
by the next woman. Try your luck elsewhere.
you know what? That's
I plan
fair.
to have fun, and I know that's not with you.
Oh,
I can be fun. That's not fair. I'm a very fun guy.
I have yet to see it.
Oh, I can.
Perhaps after another, though, yes? And she'll usher for another one for you.
Another one.
Sir Abia's gonna like put his hand in between the glass and Sir Malcolm's hand. Dame Rowan, I believe that it might be in our best interest to not besmirch our good lord's name on the first couple of hours that we're here.
You're right. Should we
Let's not
hide
make too much of a scene.
his brooch? What do we
Oh.
wear to show who's?
Well, I mainly mean that we might want to clean him up and move on.
Oh, you've got the point
We
there.
have a lot to do today.
She'll walk up to. You need to change your name on roll 20.
I know,
so I
I
remember
keep
your
looking
name.
for it, and I have to look at chat.
Sir Jeremy.
Sir Malcolm.
Sir Malcolm. She's gonna like do that thing where she's just gonna put both of her hands on his cheeks and kind of smack them a little bit. Be like, "Come on now, come." He's right. We must stay sharp. We know not what the city holds. Shall we go exploring? And then she'll immediately loop your arm with hers to kind of help stabilize you while walking, to not make you look so much of a slouch, but also, to flirt, because this is what we're good at.
All right, let's go adventuring. And then tomorrow we're going to win a tournament, eh?
If you can still stand.
Oh, I'm standing right now.
Right, and Sir
He's going to
Heyman.
start wobbling.
Where did Thornton get off to? Sir Forthen? Is he under the table? No? Okay. Where did he...
Oh, Lord. Wait, no, I'm a pagan. Ah, shit.
I'm a
Sir
pagan.
Forthen. Sir Forthen.
He
Sir
really
Forthen?
did drink himself under the table, didn't he?
I'm short. I just bend my head down. Is he under the table?
Or is he muted?
Oh, no.
Maybe her headset's just not working. She had to go in and out of chat a few times.
Wait, what?
Rachel.
You're Sir
Oh,
Forthen.
yeah.
Sir
Oh,
Forthen.
okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, I came at the very tail end of that. My internet was cracking up. What's happening? I thought you were talking
We're
about.
trying to get the sloshed Sir Malcolm out of the bar. Are you good? Are you stable?
I'm not that
Are
slush.
you slow?
Oh man, yeah, no, I have an indulgence of like 7. I think I'm fine.
I think we're gonna head out and see the rest of the city.
I'm not slosh.
Oh, we're going to do a bit of saucing now, don't we? Oh, don't well, what about a fun old chapboard over here? Do we need to pick them up or something?
What?
No, that was
I swear,
precisely.
No,
that's
no,
I haven't
what it
understood.
is.
A single
that's
word
what's
you've
happening.
ever said to me.
No, do we need to be able to pick up this old man because he doesn't look like he's been able to, at least have two feet underneath him?
That's why I'm
You
holding
even
strap
use
it,
a
man.
continent.
I would help, but
If you
I'm
put
too
this
short.
side, then...
And how heavy is
He's a bulky boy,
Jeremy
isn't he?
he's bulky?
I'm size 12.
You're size 12. Oh,
Yeah,
that
he
means you're
is.
the same size as me, so I can't.
All
You
three
can
of
help.
us are the same size.
Oh,
Aw.
wow, it's
You
three
get the other
giants
two of
with
them, and we're just
me.
gonna...
Well, at any point they choose, Sir Haymond and Dame Elaine can make their entrance, or they can just run into you out on the street.
Oh,
Or
I have
as
an
we're
idea. I have
tripping
an
out.
idea. I saw
Okay,
this one down at one of the monasteries, or when one of the nuns got a little bit too much into the wine. I can make him walk quick into a super gentleman.
We got about most of that one.
What
I
was
didn't
that
get
last?
nothing.
Oh, can I
make your
Trenchman?
a sober gentleman?
Snow. Oh, gentlemen. Yes, of course.
Of course. Can I please have Sir Malcolm's hand, please?
Yeah, you
Want
can
his
take his
hand?
hand whenever you
Sure.
want.
Yeah. Hey,
Rowan will hand the hand out to you. She'll grab his arm and just push it towards you.
can Ben,
You're our doll
Mhm.
now.
are there any horse troughs or any large puddles of water outside?
Oh,
Oh, there are definitely some large puddles.
It's just me and I'm a Ken.
Any like barrels full of water or anything?
It's so cool.
Yeah, you could probably find a barrel full of water.
All right. Jeremy, I'm sorry. Oh God, what's my character's name again? Forthin. We'll guide him over to a puddle. We'll guide him over to one of those waters. You know, see here, when I read, no, I can't read, but I did hear one fire saying that, you know, one of the reasons why we do the baptisms is, you know, it wakens the body and everything, and, you know, it always comes back over. So whenever we have a fat fry over here, I always saw them going deep into the boil. So, anyway, plug your nose, and let's
Wait,
go.
I'm not.
He's going to dunk him in the barrel. Dunk him in the barrel.
The minute he says baptism, he's gonna start fighting back.
I want to overpower
PvP,
them.
let's go.
Rowan's gonna slap Sir Emia on the shoulder, like, job well done. We've done good here.
I think we did mighty fine by our fellow knights.
I'm glad he's going to baptize him and not us.
Stop struggling. I'm not actually baptizing you. I'm just trying to get you a little bit closer to reality.
Do you
What do I
think
roll?
that Sir Malcolm is going to kill Sir Forthin?
I don't really think you need to roll anything.
Nah, they'll be fine. If he gets too bloody, I'll take Malcolm, you take Forthin, and we'll just separate them.
I'd like to imagine that this is the scene that
two of us standing there with
Eamon
our
and
arms
Elaine
crossed,
walk
just
up on.
watching them dunk each other in the barrel.
My
Just shaking our
word,
heads.
what do you suppose they're doing?
Oh, exactly.
I declare, Sir Forthin, are you trying to baptize Sir Malcolm?
I'm not trying to baptize the little chap here. I'm just trying to make him more sober.
And he's going to pick up Sir Malcolm's head. Oi! You feeling sober yet?
I'm sober. You can let me go now.
Oh, you don't look sober. One more dunk for the Lord. By Lord, I mean sobriety. And then I'll undunk him. Pat him on the shoulder. Does he look more sober now?
He looks pissed off.
But is he sober? Is he more sober than before we done?
I'd say yes.
Oi! I'm fit just a little kick in the arse right over there. You know, you feel a little bit more touched on the earth, you know? 2 feet on the ground, you know? You know, I just want to say, you know, that's the only way of doing it. Now, you don't have to feel all sick in the morning too because you've got your water in your pores. And the stink. It's not stinky water.
I sure hope that it's fresh water. Otherwise, bad things are gonna happen.
Not be. I dare say that the people of this village throw their shit from the second story.
Sometimes
Well, of
there's
course,
shit
all I
walks down
do
the
is-
street.
Rowan's gonna walk up to Malcolm and she's gonna hold out her flask to him and be like, I'm sorry, it was quite a show. I do apologize. It's well worth it though.
He will take the flask and take a drink.
That better be filled with water. No, wait, no. Water is actually pretty not
That's
good.
bad.
Never mind. Retract.
Had to help wash down the baptism. Now, what sites are we gonna go see? Let's make sure we have good stories for Lord Robert.
Robert.
Oh.
What did you two
By
get
the way-
into? Dame Elaine and Sir Hyman?
Well, we saw the most amazing sight that one could possibly see in this city, which is St. Paul's Cathedral. It is truly a breathtaking work of art.
Quite the structure, I'm sure.
The cathedral is quite lovely.
Well, then there's no reason to go to it again. Then, so let's.
Anything else exciting happened? They just fought and got drunk.
There is an interesting happening in front of the cathedral. We believe we've been discussing the prospects. What?
She added in Sir Haymond believes.
There's a suspicion that a famous has left a sword stucketh in an anvil, stucketh in a stone in front of the cathedral. And on it is Latin, reading that he who, or they, the person that pulls the sword by stone shall be king of this land. It says the Britons, but I don't know who the Britons are.
I believe we should definitely go and make a stop there.
That would be something to report to Lord Roberts.
It's cursed. We should not go there.
Why is it cursed? Because of a pagan wizard put it in there? Is that why?
I have some suspicions of the wizard, but I do believe him to be of not of up to no good. I do believe him to be in good standing and wanting what's best for the people. But you know, you might hurt yourself if you try to pull the sword out.
Did you hurt yourself trying to pull the sword out?
Yes.
It's okay. You're just not quite as strong as us. Come, Samia. Let us go.
Yes, perhaps it was the wrong faith. Let's go see if someone else can do it.
Or maybe instead of trying to get that stone out of the sword, you're trying to get that stick out of your bum.
Didn't you not have anything to drink?
I love him.
Who?
You.
No, of course not. I had a ton to drink. I just know how to limit myself and to put myself closer to the Lord. Sorry, starting to be. Put myself closer to the Lord, I did, yeah.
Oh,
It's
if you
just
keep
no matter
messing
how
with
I talk.
Sir Malcolm, you will be closer to the Lord.
Ahoy!
I'll just turn and start walking. You said this sword and an anvil was this way.
You know,
I believe it's more closely characterized as a sword and a stone.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
If you want to be very precise, it would be a sword and an anvil and a stone.
It's true, but I feel like sword and the stone has alliterative properties that roll off the tongue quite well.
I don't like alliterative. Let's go.
I am unfortunately illiterate.
How do you...
know either way.
You could still recite prose from your mouth hole.
I do have a pretty decent orate skill. Perhaps I will tell this story once I pull the sword from the Stanville.
If you do, you shall be all of our liege lords.
Not if I pull it
right.
first.
No. Well, honor dictates that the ladies have first right. How's my mouth hole? Let me roll intimacy and let you know.
That wasn't a skill.
I think you're thinking about intrigue.
Intrigue. I meant flirting, but yeah.
Roll lustful.
That's what it was. Lustful, not intimacy. No. Yeah, I want to go try to pull the sword from the stone. That sounds like fun.
Let's do it.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go make a sandwich. I'll be right back.
You guys head back to the cathedral.
Sir Hammond, go make the sandwich.
You see,
He goes to the kitchen like he should.
you see the layout as it was described before. There's still, a bit of a crowd. People seem to come up and look at the sword, and then some go up there and try to pull it, and everybody makes fun of everybody who goes up there and fails. But there's just sort of a loose crowd that sort of mills about, and some peel off, others show up.
Dame Rowan wants to kind of get a crowd rallied for when she goes up. She wants to kind of, get people like watching. She's going to kind of walk around and, wherever you live in the crowd and be like, "Who wants to see this sword taken from the stone?" And tries to rally him a little bit
Sure.
before she goes up and makes a fool of herself, but that's fine.
Ben, is there? I know there was Latin, but is there any like pagan symbols on this stone, or is it just Latin writing?
There's just some. There are some runes, as well as
Okay.
the Roman letters.
Dame Rowan, if you would like to go first.
Gladly, yes. I'm a very proud person.
I am too, but I'm slightly more generous than I am selfish.
So you're gonna go up there and try to pull the sword out.
I'm gonna give it a go.
All right, make me a strength check.
Just click the strength button.
Should be able to. Yeah.
No modifier.
If she crits,
No modifier.
Laugh so hard.
Like
7.
you get a good grip on this, and you feel like you've got good grip, you've got good body position. You start to pull and pull, and it doesn't even think about budging.
You can
I
see
like
her
that.
face kind of turning red as she's straining, kind of holding her breath a little bit because
Yeah,
she
you feel-
rallied the crowd.
And you feel like you really got into this. Like this, if it was going to move, it's like you were going to make it move, and it just doesn't.
This is clearly just a stone. This isn't actually a sword stuck in the stone. It's some sort of trick, some sort of Rowan and Dame said some sort of sorcery of whatnot.
Let's give a cheer for Dame Rowan. That was a valiant effort.
And you hear some people back in the crowd going, "Could you believe that? A dame thinking she'd be king?"
Oh,
Oh, I don't
She's-
see.
she's-
I don't see you coming up
she's
there.
gonna
and
go and
this.
glare at those people.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Please interrupt.
How small are these How small are these people? Who said that?
You can't make out who it was. You just heard it among the voices.
Uh,
I'm gonna try to go pull the sword.
Go for it.
Just try to wait. There's a little step here, a little step there. All right. I stand on top of the anvil to give myself some more leverage. With my short little frame.
Small.
Okay. You need a stool.
I'll have your head. Ah! Shit. I think I should have used the stool.
As you start to pull,
Just fall back.
Yes, you fart a little bit, and your grip gives, and you fall back off the anvil.
Can I try to turn a fail into a graceful dismount with my awesome dancing skills?
Sure.
To save a little face.
Make your dancing check.
No.
You try, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I can recover from this. I'll just do like a little pirouette, sort of face plant." So instead of just like falling on your butt, you try to like turn it into something else, and now you land on your face, and everybody starts laughing.
Pick myself up. Grab a handkerchief, wipe my face. Well, that was...
Oh, you won't be king today.
Yeah, I don't think they would accept someone like me as king anyway.
You say Fortnite, is it your turn?
oh, what you talking about? Yeah, no, totally. I'll totally do it. He's going to, a random person next to him. He's going to go, "I'm going to make a bit of a joke. make myself look like a bit of an ass, making people a little bit laugh. And he's going to walk up.
He's gonna
I don't-
become king.
If
No
this
one
guy-
can have
if
my
this guy
joy
becomes
look
king-
like an ass.
Oh, of course not. I mean, come on, ain't this just a bit of a stone? This seems like a pretty weird way to kind of put ahead of a government, aren't it? Anyway, I don't actually say that, but I will attempt to do it. But he's gonna do it a little bit, with some pizzazz, kind of like, because I'm not gonna get this stone. I'm not gonna get this.
Well, let's
I
go
need
for
a
it.
strength, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Or are you
How
trying
about
to? If you're not really trying to pull it out, are you trying to do more of something else?
I guess give the people like a bit of a laugh.
I think they already got one
Okay.
when I fell down.
I'll say you're doing more of a performance sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I'll let you roll your orate skill. You're basically up there, sort of working the crowd a little bit as you go up here to pretend like you're going to pull this sword.
I don't think I'm very oratal.
That'll be funny then.
It will, yeah. Can I lust the crowd? No, I can't. Okay. Where is orate again? Orate?
It's in skills. You got an 8 in it.
Okay,
It's better than your lustful.
skills. I mean, yeah. I just feel like I'm gonna fucking fail. I am.
You're trying to fail, aren't you?
You feel like you're going to
Oh,
roll
yeah.
low?
You mean you're going to succeed where you want to fail?
Oh! Oh my god! Yes! I did it.
Yes, you go up there and you're just sort of hamming it up. Making you intentionally, let a fart go as you go to grab the thing, and the crowd starts laughing, and everyone seems to be having a good time. And as you begin to pull on the sword, all of a sudden it just slides out of the anvil.
No.
That is correct. No, it doesn't.
Yeah! Love it. Quick question. Is it the lower the score, the worse you're at it? Or is it the higher how does it...
You want your skill, if you want to succeed, you want to roll under the number.
Okay, so a higher... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a higher skill value is good.
Oh, thank God.
Rolling lower is generally good. But
okay.
when it comes to and we'll get into this here very shortly, if you're in a contest with someone and you're both trying to, do something, whoever rolls the highest number and succeeds wins a tie.
Okay.
So, let's take something. Let's say you had your battle skill.
Mhm.
Everybody's got a 5. So if you were having a contest and you need to use your battle skill, you'd have to roll under a 5 to succeed, or a 5 or under to succeed. If you rolled a 1, that's a success. But if somebody succeeded by rolling a 4, they would have the better success compared to yours.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes me happy. Yeah.
As Nick put it earlier, it's price is right rules. Closest without
The
going
lower.
over.
Okay. Yeah, because I've been hamming it up with Fourth, and he's quickly growing on me, and I was worried that I was playing him wrong based on the personality traits, but okay.
All right. Is anybody else going to attempt to pull the sword out?
Do I make
If
the
not, we'll say
children
that everyone heads back to the tournament grounds.
And Amanda said to remind you to flash back to this moment because Jeremy's BRB.
Okay. So everybody heads back to the tournament grounds. You meet back up
he's
with Lord
back.
Robert. Sir Malcolm, did you want to attempt to pull the sword out?
Sure. Strength roll.
Yep.
And do I have -5 on this one too?
I'll say not your strength.
Nope.
So yeah, you get up there, you start to yank on it, your grip gives out, you stumble back, doesn't even budge.
That's a goddamn trick.
Do the people believe that this was a joke because he?
No, they think he tried.
Oh,
But you all gather up for dinner with Lord Robert. And he, after the food is served, he starts off by saying, "You all may never believe, I saw the most amazing thing when I was in the city. There is a sword in an anvil that is set in a stone. And from what people say, if you can draw the sword from the anvil, it will make you the rightful king of all Britain." Did you all see that when you were in the city today?
I did.
Indeed we did, my lord.
Well, I do hope that... Well, I hope it's true. That would be most amazing to have God anoint someone in that way. But I know I saw many attempt to retrieve the blade, and it seems not even to budge. I suspect some magic is at work here. And perhaps it is... Well, perhaps it is some trick of a devil or some such, to tempt those of us to attempt to rise above our station.
Could be nice, though.
It is a trick for sure. I'm sure that they wouldn't actually anoint someone king for pulling such a silly thing out of a stick. You know, it's got to be some sort of magic hodgepodge. You know, just earlier, Dame Elaine was saying it was some sort of cursed thing from witchcraft of the sort.
Still feeling a little bit sore from trying to pull that little sword out the stone.
You know, that probably has nothing to do with it. He's gonna take like a big old gulp out of her wine or whatever they're drinking.
Oh, did some of you attempt to pull the sword out?
I mean, attempt is a strong word to use. I wouldn't say attempt. It was more of just like a test of just curiosity. Really got the best of me, and I may have dabbled around it, but I wouldn't say I gave it my best heave ho. It was just more of an inspection to see how sturdy it was, and it seemed just a little too sturdy to be real. It's just gonna stop talking and eat.
I did try with it, but ultimately I decided that cane just ain't for me. Running all the countryside, trying to do taxes, the economy, and the vessels and stuff. I decided to hang it up. Make the people just love their just everything. I gave him a good show.
I hope no one embarrassed themselves very much attempting. I must say that I did... Well, my mother has always told me that my line goes back to the kings of old. So I couldn't resist the opportunity to see if God had chosen me to take on his mantle upon the earth for this time, but it was not to be. But listen, surely there were other exciting things that you saw and did in the city. Tell me what you did today. And you all can You share your stories about what you saw in the city, places, unusual or interesting sights. And you pass a pleasant dinner. And
I want to
then
make sure that he knows that Sir Malcolm was baptized today, which was quite a sight to behold.
He was no such thing. Forthen is no priest and has no authority to baptize.
You only came at the end of it. You don't really understand the whole process of what it took to baptize him. It was a beautiful event. You should have been there, Lord.
I ain't
Smile,
pretending to
Coy.
be no.
If getting your head dunked in a barrel of water is all it takes to join your kingdom of heaven, it's really silly to me.
And
Also,
Lord Robert
I ain't
says,
pretending to be no.
As a very spiritual Christian, would I take offense to that?
that's up to you.
I feel like I might.
Crusades have been waged on lesser
Not yet.
words than
We got like 400
Not
years.
yet. This is the first crusade.
oh no my God.
Baptism is much more than just having your head dunked in a barrel.
Oh, that makes
To
Quite
sense.
have it
appropriate.
equated to such is honestly just a little bit insulting.
Well, they told me what it was. They said, we're baptizing you, and they dunked me in water.
Truth
And
be
look,
told,
the
I was
devil
trying
left
to get
you
sober.
instantly. You were able to walk again.
Hailing Haynes.
Have you accepted the Lord Jesus as your Savior?
Who?
Then your baptism doesn't mean anything.
Do you have to meet Jesus?
You have to accept that He has left this mortal coil in accepting your sins and saving you for the Lord.
No, that's fine. I'll take my own sins.
And with that, Lord Robert steps in and says, yes, we can discuss our varying approaches to religion at another time. For now, we need to discuss tomorrow's tournament. We all must be well rested and prepared. There will be a tournament battle tomorrow. A proper melee. So, I want you all to be well prepared, well rested, and we must go out and fight with honor and glory, and make sure that the House of Salisbury is well represented.
Here.
For Salisbury!
We've got a lot of stakes in this. Huh. Last joke, I swear to God. I'm sorry.
So, unless anyone has any last things they'd like to do.
I've changed my mind. I want to baptize Sir Malcolm.
What?
Did you see the gift that Rachel just put in the alternate worlds?
Oh my god.
Like I said, I've changed my mind.
Oh, baby's having a blast.
That looks like fun!
That baby looks like it saw Jesus.
Does anyone have any last things they want to do this evening?
I will polish my armor a little bit before bed to make sure that we look, very nice after our long journeys. I want to make sure that we present ourselves with the best image we can present.
Forthen will attend evening mass.
Okay.
Sir Haymond will accompany you.
And Dame Elaine would attend as well.
I believe that was
She'll
called
extend-
Matins.
Forthin will extend the invitation to the godless heathens. No, to the pagans.
Well, but I've got really quite a lot to do before tomorrow, so you send them my regards.
So you're
Well-
attending Vespers.
When else would you get to see the most glorious building in all of the land?
I mean, probably tomorrow, the day after.
I was gonna, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow sounds good. You can run by me tomorrow.
Morning
If we survive.
masterpiece.
Yep, but you guys enjoy your sermons. Let me know how it goes. If anything exciting happens. She's going to continue polishing her armor.
And you enjoy your slaughtering of a pig. Or whatever it is you do to worship your gods.
Oh, are we eating pig? That sounds delicious.
I know.
I'm starving.
That does sound quite nice.
Wait, is Dame Rowan a pagan too?
Yeah.
Oh, oh snap.
I didn't stutter when I said all the pagans were going to the bar.
I thought
Wasn't
it
not
was
a pagan.
50-50.
I think it is.
Yeah, there's 3 Christians and 3 pagans, which means
Nice.
our Lord does not discriminate. He is young and naive, but he is just.
Here.
Are you insulting the Lord?
No, not the Lord, our Lord.
Oh, okay.
No,
His lordship.
Lord
Which could
Roberts.
be worse.
You have two
Lord,
lords? That's
Lord
weird.
Robert's trust of you makes no sense to me, but I trust him.
More than gold.
I'm just
Alright.
kidding. You guys know you're my friends.
Right.
Okay.
So everyone performs their evening rituals.
What is Mountains? What do they do in Mountains?
Matins is actually the morning service. It's Vespers is the evening service.
Oh, okay.
But everyone gets a decent night's rest.
Donovan, make sure that my
Sir
coat
Malcolm
is
may be a
clean.
little hungover the next morning.
I feel like he's done this before.
Oh, he definitely has. Doesn't mean he's not a little hungover.
That's fair.
You can hold it.
But not too much because he was, he had the old baptism.
Yeah,
to
strangely
drive
enough, that
away.
has no mechanical effect on his drunkenness.
Yeah, no,
Ah.
it just went from a fun drunk to an angry drunk.
Aw.
If you would have first aid
Like-
stuck your finger down his throat, that might have helped.
Have you ever actually attempted to do what you described when you were drunk?
I had someone slap me, and I almost won a game of beer pong.
Having done some of these things, it'll wake you up, but it doesn't make you less drunk.
No.
This makes you realize how drunk you actually are.
Yeah.
Like when you sit down on the toilet and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Or even worse, after you use the toilet and you look at and you're like washing your hands and you look in the mirror and then you're like, oh God, I exist.
The room starts
What's
spinning,
happening?
moving, and
What have I done to myself?
Okay.
I'll
So-
test that theory next week.
Here's what happens the next morning. You all arise. You get dressed in your battle armor. You arrive at the field of the contest. And the
Oh, I named
Yeah.
my squire. His name's Kevin.
Excellent.
They
Kevin.
have squires?
Yeah, he said the squires helped set up the tents in the very beginning.
Oh yeah, you have squires. You're knights. You have a squire.
I got Kevin. He's not too bright, but he's got a good heart.
Aw. Does he like fire?
Better be.
I hope not.
The group of you travel together and you all sort of pair yourselves in amongst the soon-to-be combatants. And one of the nobles, the Lord Mayor of Londinium, who has been elected to act as host of the tournament, is giving a speech. And I'm not going to attempt to give the speech, but basically he is extolling the virtues of this combat to allow those of noble blood to display their skill, their honor, to win the fame for themselves and glory for their lords. The tournament is, or the grand melee is going to be for the honor and recognition of the lady of the tournament. The lady is the Lord Mayor's wife. And at this time, the Lord Mayor is a noble and not just an elected official for the city of Londinium. So she has the honor of being the lady of the tournament. And they begin to go through, they introduce the judges who will be watching the grand melee and ensuring that fairness is maintained, and monitoring and managing the prizes that will eventually be given out, as terms of capture and ransom will be established. And historically, this is actually these tournaments were a way that knights could make a living, because if you manage to capture your opponents, through skill at arms on the battlefield, they would be ransomed back. And so if you captured a high-ranking noble, you could actually earn quite a bit of money for, and honor and glory for having defeated a noble, and then they would have to basically pay you to be released. Not the same sort of ransoming that would happen if it had actually happened on a true battlefield. But this was a sort of formalized and less dangerous form of battle. So much of the same behavior and expectations were in place. So, as the Herald, the sponsor of the tournament, completes the invocation and the speech, there are sets of squires that go through the assembled knights and nobles and start passing out armbands. Just short strips of cloth, and there are two colors. There are red and blue bands. And as they are given out, that sets up the teams. So you'll have, the team with the red armbands will be, fighting together. The team with blue armbands will be fighting together. Each of you is given a blue armband.
Oh, thank God. Wait,
and
no.
Yes?
No, I was making a pagan joke. I said, thank God, and then...
Oh,
said,
right.
Wait, no.
Right. So you are organized into smaller groups. Because this is a grand melee, there's about 100, maybe even 200 participants.
Whoa.
But you will be organized into smaller groups of about 15 to 20 knights to act as a convoy. So all of you will be grouped with a few other knights, and the highest ranking individual in your convoy will act as the leader. So,
all right.
Any any particular questions right now?
I think I'm good. Let's figure it out as we go.
Okay. The melee may last for up to half a day, or even several days, depending on the size and who's sponsoring it. This one is expected to last a good chunk of the day. You get divided up into roughly 2 even sides, and then the smaller conroys. If members of your group get captured, you can attempt to rescue them. Generally, this is not intended to be fatal, so you will be working with what are termed rebated weapons. And a rebated weapon is not sharp and is therefore less lethal. Again, emphasis on less. So you will still be doing damage, but because the weapons are effectively blunted, you only deal half of your damage when you do roll. Critical hits do still add, extra damage if you should get one. And if you pick up injuries or such, that's just part of the tournament.
I really should have invested more in my combat skills.
Is there an archery contest?
There are other contests going on around, but as knights, all of you are expected to participate in the Grand Melee.
Okay.
Here are the general rules. It's pretty simple. If you are using lances or other sharp weapons, like if you want to use a sword, you'll be given a blunt sword or a blunted lance. A knight is considered defeated if they are unhorsed, if they are knocked unconscious, if they are killed, but obviously that would be an accident, or if they choose to surrender. When an opponent is defeated, their steed may be taken and becomes the prize of the winner if the knight or their squire can bring it to the safe area and leave it there. Knights on the same team, and especially in the same conroy, are expected to assist each other, and multiple opponents may attack an individual knight, so you can team up on people.
Oh, thank God. Wait, never mind.
Okay.
You guys ready to combat?
Yeah.
In the name of God, I shall strike them down!
Oh, aren't they doing the same thing?
Yes, we're all striking each other in the name of the Lord.
Not me! Ha ha!
Who do you worship?
Nature itself.
Nanya?
Nanya. I worship Nacho God.
So here's the first thing we get to do. You are being assigned to a conroy, and you are actually in the conroy of King Leodigras. So he will be the leader of your conroy, even though you have Lord Robert with you. It is important to remember Lord Robert. Actually, no, you wouldn't have Lord Robert with you just yet.
He is 15 years old, sir.
He's still too young. So
Just a boy.
You're fighting on his behalf. But King Leodigras is going to be the lead of your conroy as a member of the blue team. So this is where the passions would come in. Just to simplify things, I'm going to say that everyone is going to use their passion for their homage to their lord as the reason or the thing you're using to motivate yourself in this combat. You're out there to make, to win fame and glory for Lord Robert. So if you don't have a passion, if we didn't go through that for your character, just assume that's a 15. If you did do passions, what are your your homage passions.
My passion for my lord is 16.
Okay.
Mine is 16 as well.
Okay. So Forthern, I'm pretty sure you had an homage.
Oh no, she broke it.
Sorry, guys. Had to step away after I quit. After I said I was back. My passion.
Yeah, passion homage.
Yeah, my homage to Lord Robert is. Here we go. Yeah, 15 for Lord Robert.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay, so our average of the passions then is a 15, and since everyone selected the same passion, because I told you to, you get a +5. So your team morale is going to start at a 20. And what this does is the higher your morale, the more time you can spend on the field to acquire glory or captives. So it does play into, how effective you are at fighting. High morale, you're generally going to be more willing to fight longer and do more things.
Very optimistic at this point.
Yes. So the next thing that we need to figure out, I'm just going to start calling him King Leo because it's easier to pronounce. King Leo basically tells you to all muster up and be ready for a charge. So you're all horsed. You have brought your horses with you, your best horses. Know you're going to be engaged in a tournament. And we didn't go through the process of determining what your horse characteristics are. Just you have a good war horse. And you're all going to have a lance that was prepared for you. So everyone should have a charge skill.
Yep.
So that's what we will be using when you make your charge.
Blissfully average. Haha.
All right, 2d6. Let's make this charge. Just like in Warhammer.
What? Almost. So, since he has basically instructed you to form up for a charge, normally you would select your sort of stance, if you will, for the combat. You could be, your posture. You could choose to be valorous, which means that you're going to engage for 2 combat rounds and then sort of circle back to regroup and either choose to continue the fight if it is still going on, or make another decision from that point. You could go reckless, in which case you'd be fighting for 3 combat rounds. And it would also give you a little boost to your morale, but you are stuck out there fighting for 3 rounds. You could be prudent, which would engage in 1 combat round, and then you decide. Or you could be cowardly, in case you do not engage in the encounter at all. But everyone's going to default to being valorous. So on your character sheet, you can put a check in the checkbox next to valorous.
Hell yeah.
Done.
And then your passions. You can invoke a passion to basically amp yourself up as you get ready to go do something. If it were a social sort of setting, you could potentially give yourself a boost to like the encounter for a particular skill or something like that. For a combat, you can basically give yourself a boost for the round. And if you succeed at invoking your passion, and it has to make sense like thematically and with the events that are going on, but you can basically call on your fervor for your love or your lord or your station or whatever, and potentially boost your combat ability for a round. So Does anyone want to try to invoke a passion?
I want to invoke honor. Because we
Okay.
are fighting to honor Lord Robert.
Okay.
Which is homage, but I'm going to go with honor.
That's fine. I will say, no issue. Just so you know, if you're rolling against a high passion, it's not particularly likely, but there are potentials if you fail at your passion roll.
Ooh, okay, consequences.
Yeah. This game is all about choices and consequences.
And I love that. Yes, no, she's very proud, so she's going to go out and she's gonna do it for honor, and she's gonna make a statement.
Okay. Then if you would like to go ahead and roll against your honor passion.
So I just click the dice next to honor.
I believe so.
Do I click the check mark or no?
No, not yet.
Okay, so we roll the dice next to honor. Any modifiers?
No modifiers.
Okay.
Okay. So you have successfully invoked your passion, which means
Ooh.
for this combat, or for this combat round, I believe you will have a +5 to your combat activities. So, like if you do, a sword attack or your charge, it'll be at a +5.
Haymond would also like to invoke honor by giving an impassioned speech to the knights assembled here, fighting for Lord Robert. While we all may have our differences on the battlefield, we work together as one for glory and honor.
All right. Let's see how you do.
And we will have success!
Excellent. Anyone else?
I think Sir Emiya is going to invoke honor as well. He keeps it to himself, but his display the night before at the stone, he must reclaim some of his honor. So for his honor, he will succeed in combat.
Okay.
Or die trying. Hey!
Anybody else?
No. Forthin is going to put his helmet down and is ready.
Stoic. I love it.
All right.
Is Summer gonna do anything?
No.
I think we're ready, Beth.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's up?
You gonna
gonna
invoke
do
a
any-
passion?
Yeah, I think I got my number wrong though. It's not supposed to be 20, is it? You said 15 plus 5?
Well, no, if your passion is a 15, you don't add the +5 at this time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure we went through and did your passions, but you would have a
We did.
15 for honor.
Oh no.
Okay. So you failed your passion roll. Let's talk about what happens with that.
Real
King
quick,
before
is there
God? Are you converting? You got baptized yesterday.
No, I was looking at the Pendragon things and I saw that line. I thought it was neat. Is there a chance my passion could be 17? Just because we haven't done it?
There is a chance. So I will say roll me I believe it was 2d6 plus. Let me double check real quick and I'll tell you what to roll. And if it comes up high, I will say you can have that.
I'm having a lot of fun, by the way, guys.
Me too.
I
This
want
was a
to
fun one.
do the full character creation where you do like your family's honor and all that stuff. I didn't get to do that.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to like railroad this and cut it off too much, but I do want to try to get through things.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. If we convert this to like a longer form thing, I want to do the full gambit.
Sure. Okay, 2d6 plus 8.
Just for the hell of it, I'm going to roll that as well.
Yeah. So no, your default 15 would have been better than your roll. So
Okay.
Yeah, same for me.
okay, so invoking passions, and what happens when you fail? I know you have to make another roll, and I think it's against that same passion.
Oh, like if you fail twice, then it goes down or something.
Actually, it's kind of worse. It's if you fail and then succeed, it goes pretty badly.
That's right, because it's the opposite of that.
So roll again?
Yeah, let me just make sure I'm getting this right. So I don't want to screw it up, and I'm okay. So you failed an unopposed passion roll. So you are entering a potential passion crisis.
Oh no.
You really were baptized.
I think he's having a religious awakening.
Okay. So yeah, so make another unopposed roll against the passion that triggered the crisis.
Crit. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. We're not going to follow this rule exactly because this. Well,
Wow.
okay. Here's the thing: when you are attempting to use your passions, you may request a roll with the game master's approval. You may invoke your passion to basically boost yourself. You may request to make a passion roll in a crisis. Or if you're trying to impress, defend, or destroy the subject of your passion. So basically, you're saying you're trying to impress Lord Robert with your skill on the field and all that kind of stuff. So it makes total sense, right?
Yeah.
Then what you do is you see how you go. If you become inspired, if you succeed, you become inspired. If you get a critical, you become impassioned. But if you fail, you enter the passion crisis. So this is supposed to be a reflection of how this thing that's so important to you impacts your life. When you fail, and then you crit fail the crisis roll, you go mad.
Oh.
Wait, that's a crit fail?
Well, hold on.
Well,
There's two parts to that coin.
You failed the first roll. So you had a pretty high chance of succeeding at invoking your passion. You had a 15, but you rolled a 17, so you failed that. So the consequences now, okay, it's built so that when you fail a high passion, it's more likely to have negative consequences. If you fail a low passion, it's less likely to have negative consequences. So you want to fail the second roll as well. Because if you fail the second roll, there's no effect.
Oh. Okay.
You crit succeeded on the second roll. So you go into madness by the rules.
He's going berserk.
Madness, literally, if we were at a table, you would hand me your character sheet. And your character becomes unplayable.
Oh.
For a time to be determined by the game master. We're not going to do that. When you're in a life-threatening situation, these things get delayed. and B, this is a one shot. So we're basically just going to say that you try to gird yourself to go out and impress Lord Robert. But you're too distracted by something, maybe this lingering fear that, what if they did actually baptize me, and that screws me up with, the gods I worship, whatever. Something's throwing you off, so you don't get any benefit from it.
Okay.
That's cool. That's a cool mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes it so that, like, passion should be things that are truly important to you. And if something goes dramatically wrong, like if you were out there, a classic example from the Arthurian sort of folklore would be a knight trying to win, the favor of a lady by doing these valorous and impressive things on the battlefield. Well, if you go out there and get your ass kicked, not only do you lose the fight, but now you've been embarrassed in front of this person that you were trying to impress. So it compounds on itself,
Yeah. Maybe you just return to the bottle, Jeremy.
But does anyone else want to run the risk of going mad by invoking a passion?
I think everyone's answered it. Rachel didn't want to do it. Summer didn't want to do it. So I think we're good.
Okay. I now need each of you to make me a battle roll. This is going to determine... Yes?
I'm being silly. Ignore me.
Okay, and then so because I invoked my passion, I'm adding 5.
You're adding +5 to these rolls.
Oh, God. I couldn't help but saying that.
God damn it. I keep rolling 20s!
So I added the 5 to the modifier. Is that what I was supposed to do?
That is correct.
Okay, cool.
Missed it
Yeah.
by
Oh, doing
one. By
so
one.
hot.
I think the only person we're missing is Sir Forthin.
No,
he got
no.
a 19 over 5.
19.
We only got one success.
So,
Yeah, it's really
We'll
hard
Carry
on
the
a
team,
5.
guys.
for
It's
a
fine.
10.
so what this does is normally it would be the leader of your convoy who makes this check. Like if it was just you guys, I would have whoever is, sort of taking on the lead role make the check for you. But in this situation, since it's a little special, as you are approaching, you're mounted, you're all sort of getting together, trying to get into some kind of formation. And King Leo is, surveying the field, and he looks at you. And you can see there are a few different groups of knights sort of setting up across the field from you. And you have the opportunity to sort of position yourselves so that when you charge, you could pick from amongst a few of the knights. You see one group that are bearing the standard of the realm of Gor, Gorre. This is a land far to the north. The knights look like some of their armor is just a little bit archaic, but they seem sturdy. And they are set up more or less directly across from you. As most of you are sort of surveying the field and getting all your gear settled and everything, they naturally become the people you start to look at and sort of prepare for. But Dame Rowan notices that there's a rather larger convoy of men, and after having had the banner pointed out to her the previous day, she sees that the convoy is being led by King Lot from the kingdom of Lothian. And there are more of them than there are in your group, but there is more glory to be gained by going after the Knights of Lothian than by going up against the Knights of Gore.
Oh.
So you have the option. Do you go against the larger group with the potential for more glory, or do you go against the knights who are arrayed immediately across the field from you?
I always vote the larger group for glory.
My pride
anyone-
would not allow me to attack someone of a lesser standard. I'm going for the king.
Oh,
For the king.
Let's
Okay,
go for the
so-
large. I want to go for the larger crowd.
All right,
Larger crowd.
You're going up against the Knights of Lothian.
Heyman critically failed the battle check because he was so worried about Sir Malcolm's crisis of faith and making sure he was okay for battle.
Try to church him up a little bit. That's the problem.
Okay. So, as King Leo gets you arrayed, you start to canter your horses, or you start to trot the horses forward. You know, you're sort of bouncing up and down the saddle, chainmail jangling. You start to settle into place, and slowly the pace begins to increase and increase. And finally, as you are angling towards the group of the Knights of Lothian, you can see that there are about, let's see, there's about 10 of you in your convoy. There seem to be about 15 of them. And they see that you have sort of taken attack across the field at them, and they prepare to meet your charge. So, I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and make me a charge roll.
Do we still get the +5 from invoking?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you get it for this round.
Okay.
Of
all rolls
of
within
battle.
this round. Got it.
All combat rolls. Like, it's not going to help you. If
Oh,
you're trying to-
Yeah. All right. All right. I have only
Silver,
ever
what have you
fought
done?
Yes.
bigger and larger opponents. I am so ready for this charge.
Yes.
Oh no, Dame Rowan.
No one else succeeded, and Rowan failed this time.
How the roles have changed.
well,
How the
well.
turns
Have
have
the
tabled.
have the turntables turn.
That's the one. I even failed at that.
But you look good doing it.
I do,
I
and I'm
felt too.
proud that I look good doing it.
The Custodes player in me couldn't fail a charge.
Okay.
And just like that time I played Warhammer, I follow in Nick's footsteps. Because I'm
So-
short.
These are, because you're charging an opponent, these are contested rolls. So,
Oh, I got really close to my thing then. I'm within 2.
I didn't.
You succeeded but failed, Nick.
well, we'll just have to see what happens with the rest of them.
Yeah, if my opponent just fails, we're fine.
Exactly.
By the way, Amanda, Jeremy didn't make it either. You're not alone.
We're in this together. Yeah, but he's having a rough time anyway.
He's having a
you know?
really bad day.
We've counted Sir Malcolm out for this fight.
Yeah.
He's starting to see God, and he's very confused.
Sorry, Sir Malcolm. Didn't
I'm
realize the baptism was real.
I'm gonna stab somebody.
You didn't realize
took
how
15
powerful
swords.
you are.
I'm gonna stab somebody at some point.
You guys are talking about it like it's a curse.
It is.
It is.
I'll be right back. I just put my son to bed.
Okay.
Okay, so for all intents and purposes, we're just going to pretend like you're charging one-on-one against another person. I'm not going to try to get into the multiple opponents rules at this point. So, I'm just going to go sort of down the row in order. Start with Sir Malcolm. So, Sir Malcolm
Malcolm!
failed his charge roll. And his opponent critically succeeds on his charge roll.
Oh.
Oof.
Yep.
Okay.
As is tradition.
We'll come back and resolve that in a moment.
Oh,
That's cool.
drat! That's not
He's saving
good.
the best. for
That's
last.
that's like when the teacher tells you we're gonna talk after class.
When your teacher
Let's
puts
just
your
say
desk face down on your desk.
it's going to be interesting. And I should have asked before. So we didn't do equipment for everyone, but you all have effectively the same equipment as what Nick and Amanda have. So you have a kite shield. When you're doing a charge, imagine someone jousting. You'll be using a lance, and you can also be using your shield. So you need to decide if that is something you are doing.
I would have a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next is Sir
Thank you,
Haymond.
Nick.
Okay, this person succeeds and
Fuck
rolled a
them.
7.
God damn it.
So they have beaten your number, but it was a tied success. So we'll come back to that.
I jump off my
then-
horse and fight them one-on-one.
Well, we'll see. You may get knocked off your horse. You never know. Dame
But
Rowan.
I succeeded!
Dame Rowan failed, and their person succeeded.
Well, I mean, let's consider
I mean, I'm
we're
just gonna say
that's
you
kind
did
of
pick
wrong.
the hardier and more numerous knights, so
Yeah,
they're
yeah. Well,
they're not
it's
bad.
fine.
Okay. So for the charge, I believe the damage for a success on a charge. Yeah. So here's the combat action resolution. If you have a partial success, which is Nick, what you got. You have you succeeded, they succeeded, but they had the better success.
Yes, they outbid me.
You suffer damage, but you apply all your armor and shield and parry protection values.
Okay.
So the damage for a lance, I think, is 6d6.
Holy shit!
But because these are blunted, it will be halved once it's applied.
That's still a lot of dice.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is a serious and potentially deadly game. Combat is no joke. Okay. So, this is starting with you, Nick.
Okay.
So, this will be halved. So, it's going to be 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And then we're going to apply your armor and whatnot.
Okay, so with the shield, the mail hauberk, and the helm, it's 14.
Okay.
Oh, so do I not take any damage?
Actually, since I've forgotten how high the armor values were, maybe I should be doing it the other way. You should probably apply your armor and then have what's left. So, instead of taking 0 damage on this, I think maybe it should be that you would subtract. You said what was it? 16?
14.
14. So you'd have 11, and then that would get halved. So yeah, I think it makes more sense that you did get hit. You're going to take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
But that shouldn't meet your knockdown. That shouldn't give you a major wound, any of that kind of stuff. Right?
It puts me to 26, and my major wound is 19.
Yeah. So, I think we're good there.
Does my opponent take any damage for my success?
Unfortunately, he does not.
Kind of doesn't feel like a success.
Well, it's again, you succeeded. You were skillful. He was just more skillful. If you had tied, if your success had been equal to his success, you both would have had damage. Okay. For Dame Rowan, you're going to take damage, and you get your armor value, but because you failed where they succeeded, you do not get your shield bonus.
Yay.
Oh, look at that.
The not gods are in my favor.
So I believe, even though you don't get to apply your shield, that's going to be 8 points of armor. So it goes to 5, and then it's halved from there. So you're going to take 2 points of damage.
And that's on my current hit points. Just
Yep.
take 2. Okay.
Yep.
I'm untouchable.
Okay.
I was clearly just touched.
Jeremy, they get an extra 4d6 for the crit. And
That's a lot of dice, baby.
you failed on yours, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I failed.
Okay, so a critical success against a failure. Yeah, they get plus 4d6 damage, and you don't get your shield bonus.
God,
All right.
self, don't.
Numbers.
Okay, so you should have 8 points of armor protection. So that gets it down to 25, and then it's halved. So you're going to take 12 points of damage.
I will take 12 points of damage. Oof. All right. I'm at 15 now, right? Because my health is 27.
That sounds right.
But it says major wound is at 15. Does that mean I took a major wound?
Yeah, it's going to mean you took a major wound.
Oh.
I'm back.
Causes Gabe get fucked. I've gotten beat up this entire session.
Jeremy, I'm so sorry.
Okay, damage from a single blow that is greater than or equal to the major wound characteristic value is a major wound.
Okay, it didn't do that, but it did do, if that's what it means, it did do the knockdown. And then I have unconscious at 7. Do they knock me out?
I think that's when your actual hit points get down to 7.
Okay.
Minor wounds, a wound causing less damage than the major wound characteristic value, is a minor wound. It indicates bruises, cuts, gashes, or punctures that are painful but not immediately disabling.
So I didn't take a major wound?
It does not sound like you took a major wound.
Okay.
I'm currently looking for knockdown.
You beautiful bastard.
Okay. Your size characteristic is also the threshold value for knockdown, where total damage greater than this value triggers a knockdown roll.
So I need to make a knockdown roll?
Yep. I'm looking for the rules around the knockdown roll. Sorry, this is my first combat running these.
Sames.
Okay. Whenever a character takes a blow, whether from a weapon in combat or some other source, the base damage, i.e. the damage dealt before the victim's armor, rebated weapons, and other factors reduces it, is compared to their knockdown value, which is the same as their size characteristic. Okay, so this was definitely greater than your knockdown value, because it didn't get below that until after all the armor and stuff was added.
Okay.
So your knockdown value is 12, and the base damage was 33.
Holy hell, what'd you do to him?
He got critted.
Oh, Jeremy.
So you're
What do I-
automatically knocked down.
Oh,
And if mounted, which you are, you fall and you take 1d6 damage and you drop your weapon. So 3 more points of damage from the fall.
That would make it a major wound, if that counts.
No, I think it needs to be a single instance. So this is just more
Okay.
bruising. But that does mean if I go back to Nick, what is your knockdown value?
12.
Okay, so you also would have gotten knocked down.
Well, that's bullshit. I succeeded.
Nick, I'm sorry. You succeeded, but not well enough.
God now.
It kind of feels like what you're saying is I failed.
Okay.
Where is your God now?
Where's your god now?
So I think that takes care of the first 3. So now we're on to Sir Emia.
Yes.
Okay, this person succeeded, but they rolled a lower number than your success.
Short
So-
king wins.
You will get to deal damage to them and not take any damage, even though they succeeded.
Ah ha ha. Oh, wait, that's French. What? All right. What do I need? What do I need?
Dana Lane, your opponent failed. So you will get to apply damage and ignore their shield value.
Aha!
Oh, she AFK.
And Sir Forthan, your opponent also failed.
yay!
Okay, so
we're 50-50 right now? Half
Yep.
failed, half succeeded?
yeah, three of you are going to get to do damage to them. 3 of you took damage from them.
Woof.
Okay, so for your damage, should be 6d6 for
Whoa.
the charge.
Do we add anything to that, or is it just 66?
It's just 66 because you did crit.
32 points of damage.
Okay, so that
kills.
certainly exceeds their knockdown value.
I've got some compensation issues I'm working out, guys.
Okay, so you succeeded, and your opponent also succeeded.
Yes.
So, okay, so I need to. Okay. So they are going to take 8 points of damage.
They got 24 armor?
Well, you're using a blunted weapon, so it's halved.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair.
But I do need them to make a knockdown check. So
Wait, what's the knockdown check? I didn't make a check for knockdown.
It's because you took damage that was double your knockdown value. So you
So
automatically
you don't
fail
get
it.
a
Can't
check.
succeed it.
Okay.
That's cool.
If someone takes damage greater than their knockdown but not double, they can roll a dex, and as long as they succeed on the dex, they either stay in the saddle or they stay upright.
So if my guy would have failed, then he would have taken the full 16.
No, if your guy had failed, he would have been knocked off his horse.
Oh, okay.
So he took the most damage he was going to take.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's one. The second guy. So Dame Elaine, I need you to roll me 66.
60.
You beat your opponent, so you get to do damage.
Ooh.
Okay. So your opponent is going to have to make a knockdown check. They fail, so you have unhorsed your opponent.
Nice. My guy stayed up, right?
Yes, he did.
Ah. Get him
And
the next round.
your opponent is going to take 6 points of damage from your attack, and another 6 from falling off their horse.
Beautiful.
Nice. Don't mess with Dan Lane. Bam, bam.
And then the last one, I need 66 from Sir Forthrin. Okay, again
22.
with a knockdown check. They failed their check as well, so they are also unhorsed.
Yes.
I'm so weak. I couldn't even unhorse the guy.
No, he was just he
I
was
know.
just more dexterous than the other two.
This is going through his head, though. Sir Abia, he's like,
Okay, so
I'm compensating.
He's
Gotta compensate.
your guy takes 6 points of damage from your lance, is unhorsed, and takes another 5 points of damage when they hit the ground.
Hell yeah.
Nice, guys.
So you have unhorsed 2 of theirs. 2 of yours have been unhorsed. And that's basically how this encounter goes. As you crash into each other, roughly half of the members of each party are knocked down.
Jeepers. Okay.
So after the charge, those still upright wheel around and come back towards the site of the collision to begin trying to either rescue their fellow knights or to attack those or capture those who have fallen. And as I'll let those of you still on your horse sort of describe what it is you're preparing yourself to do as you wheel around.
Forthin is going to wheel around and is going to target those who are looking to. That's cruel. Are looking to capture my fellow friends, my teammates.
Okay. What about Dame Rowan? What is she doing?
Oh, I see the light going, but I don't see her talking.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what she's doing.
She wasn't actually talking. She was just pushing the
I was
button.
thinking in my brain, and then the words came out, and I was like, okay, and then nothing came out. So I was like, okay, we're gonna unlight the button. Can she attack?
Well, you're preparing. So
Pairing.
So the rules of the mock combat are that a knight who surrenders, is knocked from their horse, or is knocked unconscious is considered captured. So the two of you who are off your horse are already automatically considered captured.
Oh,
Yay.
okay. I understand.
But the captured knights and horses must be led back to the reset by the knight, or else by their squire, or by signaling a kipper. So to do any of those things, like if they want to, so basically, if you got knocked off your horse, you're not allowed to really fight back anymore.
Okay.
But they still have to lead you off the field. So the knights who are still active can try to protect you, and if they manage to run off the group, then you're rescued again.
Okay, so I will not willingly follow people to the gallows, quote unquote.
No. This is all a tournament. You're not even the capture.
No, it was a
Poor choice of words.
yeah.
You're
It
gonna
was a
are you gonna go
dramatic
on the attack, or are
word.
you gonna try to defend? Essentially.
I will try and defend.
Okay. So you're gonna try to take out anyone who's coming to actually claim your fallen comrades.
Yes.
Okay.
Me.
Dame Elaine.
She is going to fend off like any opposing. So how do I word this? The squires that are taking the fallen of the enemy to our side, Elaine wants to fend off those who are trying to get them back.
Okay, so you're going to actually try to make sure that your defeated opponents are captured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and no one's going to go attacking the squires. This is all, again, a formalized thing. So, but you can certainly
It's like
try
flag
to make sure
football.
that
It's like you gotta stop the guys from getting the flags.
Yeah. And then I guess the last person who needs to determine is
Emiya?
Yeah, Sir Emiya.
He's going on the attack. He wants to take out the king.
Okay. The king is still very much on his horse. He wasn't actually even assaulted because he has enough protectors. Being a king, he is there on the field, but he would be both a very high honor to capture and therefore well protected. So
Yeah. So Emiya is on the aggressive, is what I mean. He's going to continue to press the attack, and if that provides distraction, then that provides distraction.
Okay. First thing we're going to do now is I need both Sir Malcolm and Sir Haymond to make me awareness checks.
Oh, who put points in perception?
Awareness, you say?
Awareness.
Oh, no.
I was about to say it. I didn't even think that was a stat. Oh no.
Does this count as a battle roll?
I'll say
roll?
this. I'll say no, because this is actually the inspiration lasts for a battle round, and I'll say the conclusion of the charge was the end of the first battle round.
So we're at end step, and we're about to pass turn.
Basically.
Okay. No. End of turn means end of turn. All right. If we're at the end step, then it's not the end of the turn.
I don't play Magic. It's dumb.
Nick, it's on upkeep. Calm down.
That's what I meant. I knew there was one more.
Now I need the rest of you to make awareness checks.
All right.
Everyone else?
Oh, so close.
Do we still have the +5 or no?
No.
Okay.
I was so close.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Haha.
you did it, Amanda.
My curses. I'm the opposite of if everyone else fails, I succeed.
Hey, that's teamwork. You're picking up our slack.
That's
We're picking up your
teamwork.
slack.
We work together.
I think I'm still missing one roll, aren't I?
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah. It's our fourth one.
Did her internet die again?
Well,
Or is she muted?
If she's
to
muted,
keep things moving,
can't
we'll
click the button. Oh,
go ahead and continue. So as you begin to take positions to resume the fight, after merging with the other group through the charge, Dame Rowan, you were sort of struggling to figure out, it's like, do I need to defend? Do I need to fight? What do I need to do here? And as you're sort of dithering between options, you happen to glance over, and at the sideline, back where some of the captives would be taken, you see there's a young squire sort of running around, and you just faintly hear, "The sword! The sword! He's drawn the sword!"
oh shit.
And not long after, as you start to close with your opponents, ringing out over the field, you hear,
Oh, you blew out your bike bed.
You cut out. I couldn't hear what happened.
It sounded like
you
a
hear
horn.
trumpets.
Yeah, stop
Oh,
horn.
okay.
So
Oh.
there's a bit of chaos as the horns are blown. The fight is stopped. It just got started. You don't know why they've stopped the fight. But you start hearing yells of, "The sword! The sword!" And
Oh, shit.
a squire has come running to the tournament ground and is now waving the lords and nobles back towards the city, and just it continues to cry out, "The sword! He's drawn the sword!" Those of you who are still mounted will have an opportunity to make a horsemanship check.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Those of you who have been knocked from your mounts, you're going to make a horsemanship check, but you're going to have to take it at a slight penalty, as you have to get remounted.
Oh, I was gonna ask to aid someone get back on their horse.
Oh, horsemanship?
If you would like to sacrifice, if you would also like to take a slight penalty,
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go for Sir Haymond, and I want to try to help pull him up to get him up onto his horse as we ride by.
Okay, so Sir Haymond's being helped up. Is anybody going to help up Sir Malcolm?
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Wow, no. Apparently not.
Ouch. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Jeremy. I thought someone was going to pick it up.
Didn't Rowan get knocked off too?
Fourthen will help.
Oh, Rowan did get knocked off, right?
Okay, that's what I was like. I can't help
No.
anyone because I gotta get my own horse.
Oh, you got hit but not knocked off? Is that what it was?
I thought.
Oh, okay. I assumed because I got. Oh, I'm sorry. I was confused because I thought because I failed that other one that meant I got knocked off. So I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Maybe
that.
you did.
So I'll help you up.
I may have forgotten. I thought only 2 people got knocked off their horses.
Yeah, no, that's cool because I failed. I passed the first one, but I failed the second one. But I failed when Haymond passed, but he still got knocked off the horse, and I assumed I did too, but maybe not because I took 2 damage or something.
I think you all took enough damage to just be automatically knocked off your horses.
No, because she only took 13 damage to start with. That's why.
Oh, okay. I was looking
So
at
I didn't get
the
knocked
charge
off. Okay,
rolls.
I assumed this whole time. Okay, that's why I went on the defensive because I was like, oh well, then I gotta defend myself. I don't want them to drag me away. Okay,
So you didn't get
I missed
past your
this one.
knockdown threshold, which is what, 8? I think she only took 6 points of damage.
I only took 2 points of damage.
Right.
No, but it was the 13 to start with. That was the
which we half that, right?
The other two,
Okay.
they took enough damage to double their knockdown, which is why they just automatically failed.
Okay. Cool. All is right in the world.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you're helping someone or you were knocked off your horse,
I will help Sir Heyman.
No, I got Sir Heyman.
Oh, Sir Malcolm. Sorry, Malcolm.
Everyone just leaves him.
I guess I'll
He's
help
having a crisis, and everyone's like, "Fuck you, dude."
so Dame Elaine and Sir Forthrin, you can both make a horsemanship check to see if you can follow King Leo as he says, "Let's all go. We must see what is happening," and spurs his horse towards the cathedral.
I did not succeed. 13.
Success.
Of course, Sabr, this is your system. You are hot tonight.
I'm really good at rolling below a 10.
You did good in Delta Green until I shot your mirror.
I a little off topic, but I'm so excited for Delta Green. You guys don't understand.
I want to play it again too.
Well, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to run a Delta Green session.
Yeah.
I already have character ideas stowed away.
Good. And I'll go ahead and share. It's going to be a homebrew Delta Green based on an idea Allie gave me.
Ooh.
An Allie
It's
special.
gonna make it super spooky.
Yep.
We're going to have to go through character creation again because I forgot.
I forgot how to play that game, so I'll have to read that again.
Let's do a refresher.
We will. Okay.
Can I be tech?
All right.
So
horses, people, let's go.
the others may make everyone else, because you've been helped back onto your horse, or you were helping someone back onto their horse, make your horsemanship at a -1.
Okay. Can I invoke the homage to Lord Robert?
You only get to invoke a passion once in a session.
Oh, it's only once in a session. Oh, fuck.
Yep.
All right, bud. I'm going to try to get you up. Hopefully I don't stomp on your face and turn you into a 6 appearance.
I mean, I failed already, so. Hey, there we go. I
stomped on
pulled
your
you
face
off
with the
your
horse.
fucking
I'm sorry,
horse.
Hey,
No,
nat
pull
20.
them together, bitch.
So we have a scattering of results here, which is fun.
2 successes
not
and 2
chaos.
horrible failures.
Well, I see 3 successes, 2 failures, and 1 fumble.
I was talking just the 2 people with the horses, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you succeeded, you set off after King Leo and manage to stay just behind him as he charges through the narrow streets and arrives at St. Paul's Cathedral. If you failed, you get a bit more caught up in the horses and are a fair bit further back, so you don't get quite as close to the action or the whatever's going on at the cathedral immediately. If you fumbled, you're nearly crushed in the press of everyone rushing through the narrow streets trying to get to the cathedral, and you take 1d6 points of damage.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crowd crush is no joke, folks.
I thought this was just to pick him up onto his horse.
No, this was the ride check to see if you could follow the king.
Oh, okay, because I thought my horsemanship was to help Sir Hammond to get onto his horse. Okay, that's fine.
No, with Pendragon, it is assumed that you succeed on most things you do, unless it is a contested event or is going to be meaningful in some way. So helping onto his horse.
The -1 was more for the speed of travel to the event.
Right. It was basically you took
the
extra time
actual-
to get somebody up on his horse, so therefore you
I
were at a slight
succeeded at that and
disadvantage.
didn't trample him, but I got squished because I'm so small.
Correct.
Okay. Ow.
Okay. And I'm just slow and looking back and going, Samia!
So,
I'm so small. I'm getting
as
spurred.
everyone takes off towards the cathedral, you get to the city gates, and there's already a throng of people there. Those of you who are on horseback and succeeded, you managed to get through the gates before the main crowd starts to choke off the entryways. Those of you a little slower are slowed down as you have to navigate through the people. And being on horseback does help you a little bit, but just there's so much of a press there at the gates, and it's everyone's trying to push through because everyone's trying to find out what in the world has happened. How could someone have drawn this sword from the stone? Everyone at some point saw someone try to pull this thing free, and it was solid. Many may have tried for themselves. It's like so. It's almost too fantastical to believe. But as soon as you manage to squeeze through the gates, you can start galloping down the streets through the city. And you do see that, some people are trampled underfoot. Some are knocked down by the horses and ridden over. You even see a horse fall and get, sort of swarmed under. But eventually, everyone sort of breaks free and through to the square and the open spaces around St. Paul's. Everyone who succeeded is just behind King Leo as he gets there and jumps off his horse and begins walking purposely up towards where the stone and the anvil and the sword were set. The rest of you who succeeded, you're right behind him. Those who failed or critically failed, it takes you longer to push through the crowd, and so you miss a little bit at the beginning. But you do eventually. Actually, everyone who failed, make me a station roll. So this is your passion for your station.
So
if we didn't do that, it's a 10.
I think I've succeeded on one fucking roll.
I didn't do a station, but I rolled a 9.
No, you got to roll a d20.
You have to roll a d20 though.
Oh shit! God damn it!
But you
Never mind.
failed.
Whoops.
It would have been really good if you didn't have a chance to fail.
Yeah. If I never rolled in the place.
I critically failed, Ben. Am I in that same category?
Yeah, you're still get to this. This is like basically trying to push through the crowd as everyone gets around the square.
I got a 1, which is a success.
That's a success.
My shortness will not be held back at all.
You need to check proud.
I am so proud.
Because what you have basically done is you have forced all the common people out of your way by exerting your station.
100%. It's not the first time I've had to do it today.
Yep. If you failed your station roll, you're, I guess, too kind or for some reason you're not able to force your way through, and you end up having to just like stand up in your stirrups and try to get a view over the crowd as you're a little further back.
This Lord Farquaad motherfucker is just pushing through crowds, and it's hilarious.
Well, you're riding a horse, which helps.
Well, that helps too.
So, those of you...
No, man, it's a full-size horse.
It's a pony.
Don't take this away from me.
Those of you who are close enough at the around the cathedral, you see that standing near the anvil, the sword stuck through the anvil as always, but there's a young squire, appears to be just on the cusp of manhood. His chin showing just the first few scraggly whiskers.
Oh.
But he's standing there at the stone, and he's looking at all the knights that have assembled around him. Anyone who's close enough to see, so everyone who either succeeded on their horsemanship or succeeded on their station roll, can make me a recognize with a +3 bonus.
Oh, you best recognize.
I don't recognize shit.
Who the fuck is that?
I did it.
I
I did it.
I got it.
4.
I have a plus. I succeeded. I didn't add the +3 bonus, but if I did, I would have made it.
Yep. So,
Jeremy, the pagans recognize Arthur.
Sir Imya and Sir Malcolm, you do not recognize the boy.
Sorry, not the guy.
But what you do recognize is the badge that he wears. It is the badge of Sir Ector, a minor knight from the hills of Cambria. And you see that it is Sir Ector himself standing next to the boy.
A squire of Sir Ector.
And
Ulrich von Liechtenstein from Kelderland.
you're both pagans, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make me a religion check.
All right.
Can they get a plus? Can Malcolm get a plus?
No. Short
Because
King
they were
Emia is here for the final moment.
And if you're pagan, actually, just make religion checks, pagan or Christian.
I succeeded, but we'll let everyone else do something. Everyone get in here. Get your religion on.
I can't see it.
I did not recognize.
Ben, are you
so
saying
do I do
everyone roll
religion
something?
still?
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah, I'm saying everyone
Everyone
can roll
rolls
this.
Oh, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh. Everyone
Even the
can roll
persons
religion?
that can't see.
Even if you're a little further back.
Summer! Damn it, you took my thunder.
I don't
Once
understand what's
again.
happening at all.
I can't roll.
Why is it Elaine?
Nick, your dice luck. I mean, but again, you do the same thing in D&D, though. You just always
baffling.
roll double digits.
I do always roll double digits.
I'm
What
just
really
saying,
failed
you
him
get
was all
what you
those
deserve.
D6s. If he would have got higher on the D6s, all these would have been fine.
Yeah, he rolled a lot of 7s. Okay. For everyone who succeeded, if you're a pagan, you recognize what must be the enchanter Merlin amongst the commoners, keenly watching what is happening in the square. If you're a Christian and you succeeded on your religion check,
We see Jesus.
you see the Archbishop Dubricius on the steps of the cathedral, observing everything that's going on. And from the crowd, you hear shouts of, "He drew the sword! Who did? That lad there! No way! Impossible! Only the King of Britain can pull the sword!" And just
Oh, the
back and forth,
Britons!
back and forth.
So I, if I'm seeing this right, Dame Elaine sees a bishop with her critical, and I see Merlin with my success.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Whoa, damn
And the Archbishop, not
Dame
just a
Elaine.
bishop.
Yeah, the
Archbishop.
Archbishop.
We got some powerhouses in our respective religions.
So then you see, jumping down from his horse, is King Lot, still wearing the red band. You had seen him just moments ago on the field of battle. Sir Imya, you had even eyed him with a thought that perhaps you could capture him on the field.
Oh yeah, that horn blew right when I was going to go through the line.
But he jumps down, pushes the boy aside, and says, "If this thing is going to move, it'll move for me." He lays his hands upon the sword grip, and he pulls and pulls. But eventually his hand slips off and he staggers backwards. The sword is not moved.
His old poop.
"Let the boy try," comes a shout from the crowd. And then many more. "Let the boy try! Let the boy try!" Sir Ector, beside the squire, nods to him. And the youth lays one hand upon the sword and pulls it from the stone without any trouble whatsoever. The crowd, knight and commoner alike, gasp, and then he slides it back in place. Another knight dismounts.
I can't see.
The boy pulled the
Another
sword.
knight dismounts and pushes his way to the rock. It is King Uriens of Gore. Like Lot before him, he tugs, pulls, and tries to manhandle the blade free, but it does not budge.
You need to take it
As
out.
Urien steps away, the lad again pulls it effortlessly free. The king, someone shouts. He's the king! King Leo de Grantz steps forward. Those of you who followed him, you see him step up just in front of you. He says, "The boy drew the sword. The boy is king." What do
Sir
what do
Emmett
those
is
of
gonna
you who
say-
are close enough to see do?
Oh, sorry. Sir
Neil.
Emmett wants to say something.
Elaine will raise her, because she probably still has her lance. She'll raise it in the air and shout, "Long live the king!" Because she's respectful. If the person who drew the sword is the king, then he's the king.
All
No, I
hail
like that
the
answer.
king.
I'm gonna steal that answer. All hail the king.
I know, I was going to say it too. I think our
Now-
group is just in sync with this, like, let's make it official. And we're like the first ones to call it out because we see it.
I didn't
Okay.
see shit.
I don't
But
know.
you do see your
Damn,
companion
here, let me help you up.
in the
who are these
crowd.
people? What are you guys
In
saying?
the crowd, you can hear your companions calling out, "Long live the king! Long live the king!"
I
will
hear
join
the
their chant.
companions. Yeah, we'll trust in them.
I didn't vote for him.
And
I don't know.
those of you close enough,
King then.
see King Lot or hear him shout, "Not while I live!" And he draws his sword and strides towards the boy. His guards dismount and are a few steps behind him.
Sir Emmett wants to jump off his horse and interpose himself if he can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's going to dexterously jump off and interpose himself and say, "These are the laws of the land that you have placed. He pulled the sword. He's the king. And he'll pull his sword in a defensive position."
Sir Malcolm will stand next to him.
And
Are the
the
people who
knights...
failed able to do something?
No, if you failed, you're too far back to intervene at this point.
I can't
Short King
see
Emmy
shit.
got right up front.
Elaine
Go
would say
get
that.
them, guys!
Go get
Yeah, only the people right up there at the front row are able to step in at this point.
I'll be right there!
Seeing it from the crowd. I'll be...
As you step up, the knights of Camelard and King Leo de Grantz also step forward with you to block the path of King Lot towards the young squire. King Lot at first is surprised and then outraged to have been cut off. And without a word, he slashes. And let's see. I'll say there's about 6 of you guys up there. Let's see. So we've got Lucas and Jeremy are up there as part of this guard force, right?
Yep.
Did anybody else
Elaine
go
as
up?
well.
Oh,
Elaine as
Elaine
well?
got up there.
Okay. So I'm going to call you guys 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay. He swings his sword at one of the Knights of Camelard. And let's see. He does succeed, but the knight also has a chance to respond.
Yeah, kick his ass.
Kick his ass.
And he succeeds.
I can't see, but kick his ass!
He succeeds with a better. Right, so he's able to parry the blade away, and now the entire household of Camelard moves forward,
Oh my god.
and there's about to be a fight that breaks out right here amongst the kings and retainers the
Clear
we're
the
not going to actually
dugouts.
we're not going to engage in the actual combat.
The dugout's clear and people start brawling.
Time and stories wise, yeah. But a fight begins to break out, and the crowd and
it's inheriting the system.
The crowd and the knights that are close enough to have seen most of this tend to favor the side of the young squire and the mystery and the magic that is his ability to draw this sword from this
Stabbed somebody. I stabbed somebody. I did what I wanted.
His first successful roll.
You guys, you begin in on each other, and the King Lot and his knights are fairly quickly pushed back and are clearly outnumbered. And King Leodegrance and his knights have put a very clear, cordon and around the boy, and are now, forcing King Lot back. And as the two groups sort of separate for just a moment,
we're here. I made
it. you made it just in time to hear King Leodegrance say, "The boy drew the sword. He is by right the king." King Lot responds, "No beardless boy shall ever be my king." "Nor mine, nor mine," other voices call out. And Leodegrance says, "I say he is my king." And he turns and kneels before the squire, offering him his sword. And calmly, the boy reaches out, takes the sword from Leodegrance, and says, "As I am king, I accept your offer." What do the rest of you do?
I'm a kneel.
Sir Amia, he's going to call out, "For those of you who live in this country, do not forsake your honor. He is the king of England." And he'll kneel.
What the hell's England?
That's England!
That's what it's going to be.
Shut up.
Britannia, whatever. Fuck it.
Who are the Brits?
This whole time, I thought you could read, Sir Haven.
So,
but he claims people's. He's challenging people's honor, and then he will kneel. That's what he's doing.
And at this point, I'll say that all of you could have made it up, especially as the fighting started. Like, some of the commoners started to draw back, and it made it easier for those of you as knights to get to the front.
Sorry about that. Quite the queue they had to get up here.
All fighting over here. Well, we made it. We made it. So we don't have to worry about, "Hey, what's going on over here? Do we almost have a fight? Oh, right, only the king." And he's going to kneel.
I think Sir Forthin needs to be Sir Forthin the drunk.
He's so gross.
100% sober. Just completely
stone sober.
Sir Haven will kneel and say, "It's been ordained by God."
It sounds like pretty much everybody's kneeling, offering their swords, and you just see sort of a wave move through the crowd. Most of the people go down on a knee, and then there are those who refuse to kneel that continue to stand. King Lot, King Urian, their retainers, still standing there. And there is a smaller contingent of knights who are basically standing between the opposing kings and the young squire to just make sure they don't try to rush him while everyone is offering their fealty. But you see that everyone has sort of made their positions known, and King Lot, still having that blunted sword, throws it to the ground and says, "I will be back. Next time I'll have a sword that will not fail me." And he leaps to drop his horse.
Pussy!
That's what he told his wife.
He and his retinue take off.
That is the sickest death for them.
What?
That is the sickest diss. That's what his wife said. His sword don't work. Ouch.
But you hear, as most remain kneeling, Sir Ector steps up, thrusts his sword aloft, and yells across the crowd, "Hail, King Arthur!"
Hail King Arthur. I'll stand up and thrust my
Hail
sword
King
as well.
Arthur!
Hail King
I
Arthur.
finally understand what's happening.
It's not Hail King Arthur.
Don't worry, sweetie, you'll get it.
And everyone in the crowd takes up the chant, "Hail, King Arthur! Hail, King Arthur!" And that's where we will wrap up the adventure for now.
Oh my god, that was a lot of
Hail
fun.
the DM!
Yay.
So fun.
So that is a small taste of Pendragon.
That was
Hey,
a
I
lot of
got
fun.
Monty Python a lot. I had fun.
And it,
Oh my goodness.
again, it is very much intended to be set in the time of King Arthur. So depending on what you do during the adventures, like the campaign as it is laid out in the books, it's very, sort of loose about what you do. There's a lot of options for things you could get involved in and how you could handle them. But the story of Arthur's rise to his, kingship, and then the story of him as king plays out over all these years. And if you start a campaign sort of at the early point, as what they call the Boy King period, and then you play through, you could have a child come of age and then go out and start adventuring on their own, and all that before, sort of the sunset of Arthur.
Yeah, a full generation. That's pretty cool.
Arthur.
But yeah, so I think the grand melee is a fun little mechanic, and
I had a blast.
and there's also, like, if you want, you could do like one-on-one duels. So yeah, there's a lot more stuff there, but I appreciate you guys letting me run it for you.
Thank you
for
for
It was a
running.
lot of
Thank you.
fun. Yes, thank you. Thanks for teaching us all a new system.
Yes.
Really cool.
Well,
It's so
you're helping
fun.
me learn it too, because it's like I'm going to look up the rules, but it's like, okay, I think I get it. I do think there's something really to, like, the personality matrix and how everything's pretty simple. It's like, did you roll under your number? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're Nick, how badly did you roll over your number?
Did you roll over?
I'm having to side with you. These games are fun and it's great. Vampire fucking loved it. This and Delta Green. We need to have a talk about these systems. See, I
Can we give Nick a handicap where it's like a -5 on all of his rolls?
Oh my god.
Nick just needs to
tell
get
you-
like an automatic negative.
I rolled like 3 or 4 20s tonight.
I did too.
Well, I tell you
it wasn't
what.
just you. I rolled some
I-
20s in there too.
I am more than happy to give Nick some sort of, graded on a curve type effort here, like give him like a -5, like you said, to all his rolls. If he's also willing to take the -5 on his D&D rolls.
Oh, I mean, I like my D&D rolls.
Well, see, I mean, these are the trade-offs. If you're,
It's
if
true.
you're like
it's
some
just,
of us,
It's just not my system. It's just not my system.
Yeah.
It's okay. I
if
just
you're
have to
some
be
of us
okay
and
with
always
that.
roll sort of middle of the road, then, the system works a little better for you. Some of us roll low all the time, and all of a sudden they have an amazing system.
Some of
Yeah.
us only roll a 10, and it works great.
Yeah, that's most of us, Nick.
Nah, it was fun. I genuinely enjoyed it, and just kind of was like, oh yeah, just pretend you're in A Knight's Tale. It'll be great.
Exactly.
I think, Nick, this system really plays to you need to try to max like a couple of key aspects so that way you have the best chance of not failing. And only RP those things.
I mean, I never got to swing my sword once, and that's
You put
my
too many
highest
points in it,
thing
that's
in
what it was.
15. See, no sweat!
Because it didn't matter.
Well, I don't know. Jeremy had a 17 on his passion and still managed to
He
go
fucked that one
mad.
up
So
royally.
Well, it's because he was becoming a Christian. It's
That's
a
what it
harrowing experience.
Yeah, but then I found a new king and stabbed a guy. So day turned around.
that's true. His day got so much better.
King before God. He got it. Arthur.
Yep, there you go.
I'm pretty sure that's the way it used to go. It was king, god, and country.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun. Ceramia really came in there at the end. Came in clutch, except for that horse incident. I really enjoyed it.
Well, excellent.
Did any of y'all get the meme that I sent? It's the second meme.
There was a lot of memes. Which one?
Which one?
It's in Meme Town.
Come see the violence inheritance. Oh, Meme Town.
Yeah.
Was it
I
the,
finally found it after all these years scrolling through.
It's because it's in Latin and nobody can read it.
No.
Yeah.
No, y'all are illiterate.
So
Oh.
yeah, the
can't read it.
wingdings. The
We
wingdings
can't
said,
read.
You are illiterate. You can't read this. Baka.
I see. No,
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
get it because I couldn't read it.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone got it.
Summer's got
That's
like a
because-
24 intelligence. That's ridiculous.
That's because I'm the meme approval.
Yes.
I
That's
get
I'm
to
the
vet memes. I see the memes that don't make it to Meme Town.
yeah, you're
I am
trained
the
on
meme
Rachel's
Lorax.
memes.
Sure.
Speak for the memes.
You're Rachel's content editor.
I mean,